Hello and welcome to News Morning here on Newday on TV3. My name is Beatrice. Coming up in the next few minutes. Second time bomb as over half of tuberculosis cases in Ghana go undiagnosed annually. Also on the program this morning, Minister for Roads and Highways governs Kwame Agboja dismisses claims majority of road contracts awarded under the government's Big Push flagship project were procured through sole sourcing. And much later on the program, High Court discharges two accused persons standing trial in the NPA to 191 million Ghana cedi corruption case after our Office of Special Prosecutor dropped charges against them. My name is Beatrice. Thank you very much for joining us on the program this morning. Now, two accused persons in the alleged 291 million Ghana cedi National Petroleum Authority corruption case have been discharged by the High Court after the Office of the Special Prosecutor dropped the charges against them. Now, prosecutors informed the court on Tuesday, the 24th of March, that Albert Ankra and Isaac Mensah, both directors of Kel Logistics Company Limited, had engaged officials of the Office of the Special Prosecutor to testify as prosecution witnesses. Lord Edwasari was in court and brought us this report.
The case involves former Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Abdulhamid, and 9 others who are facing multiple charges, including stealing, causing financial loss to the state, extortion, and money laundering. They have pleaded not guilty and are on bail. Principal Prosecutor with the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Adelaide Kobiru Wood, on Tuesday indicated to the court that due to the development, a new charge sheet for 8 accused persons had been filed to replace the initial 10. The accused persons pleaded not guilty to the revised charge sheet, after which the defense lawyers prayed for bail for them. Joseph Pemka, lead counsel for the former NPA boss, Mustafa Abdulhamid, noted that his client had steadfastly reported to the investigators as part of his bail conditions, which were previously adopted after the case was put before a different court. Presiding Judge Francis Achibonga granted the accused persons a bail of 2 million cedis each, with 2 sureties to be justified. One of the sureties is to be a public servant with a net salary of 5,000 Ghana cedis. The sureties are required to deposit copies of their national IDs at the court's registry. The accused persons are also to report to the lead investigator at the Office of the Special Prosecutor once every fortnight, and their names are to be listed at all points of entry and exits in the country. The case has been adjourned to April 15 for continuation. Lord Idwasari, TV3 News, Accra.
Now, founder of UT Group and Amoabin Leadership Foundation, Captain Retired Prince Kofi Amoabin, has expressed concern about the judiciary, which he says could derail the government's anti-corruption efforts through the Operation Recover or Loot. Now, Prince Kofi Amoabin argued that highly resourceful corruption suspects are employing powerful lawyers to ensure indefinite delays of their cases. He spoke to Alfredo Kanse.
With these issues you raised with the judiciary and with the current Operation Recover or Loot objective that this administration is on, a number of people are standing trial. Do you have any hope and confidence in this oral?
No.
You don't have any hope in oral?
The oral. They said they were going to recover $21 billion or some huge amount like that. We all had hope in it. Maybe 1 year or 10 months down the line, how much have we collected? How transparent is it? Because when people have those kind of monies, they can manipulate the system. They can pay judges to let me put it to the raw. Because we are not paying our judges well. And they are going to pension, go on pension. And what are they going to eat? How are they going to die? So really, if somebody has 1 billion CDs and you even process and take him to court, the guy can pay and get out of it. I'm telling you, it's a fact. You know, I'm not saying all judges are corrupt, but I mean, when you do not actually remunerate your judges well and they have to live a certain lifestyle and you have such huge cases that they have to decide, really, I mean, you are just being an ostrich, putting your head in the sun and saying that you are covered. You are not covered. We have too many of these issues. You know, oral 21 point something billion, how much have we collected? Not even 1 billion. And the people are working free and putting the money anywhere, doing whatever they can with it. And me and you sit here and we only listen to the news. And they are not transparent about it. I mean, this should be something that they are reporting on case by case and what
the Attorney General comes out every now and then.
But the Attorney General is overwhelmed by case. That's why my case has not been heard. I'm sure he hasn't even read my case, recent submission that we made.
Now, the government is pushing back against allegations by the minority over the use of sole sourcing in awarding some contract under the Big Push agenda. The minority says or called for the immediate publication of all contracts awarded under the government flagship Big Push infrastructure program, citing concerns over transparency and fiscal discipline. But Roads Minister Kwame Gavin-Agbodza says all details about the contract have always been in the public domain.
The Big Push agenda is a multi-year national infrastructure development program estimated at about 72 billion cedis. It was launched in 2025 by President Mahama to accelerate economic growth and reduce the country's infrastructure deficit. Key focus areas include building, upgrading, and expanding road networks, bridges, railways, and water systems to create jobs and boost economic development across all 16 regions. President Mahama, during the States of the Nation address, announced that 50 major road projects spanning 1,144 kilometers are currently underway at an estimated cost of 50 billion cedis. Addressing journalists in Parliament on Tuesday, March 24, the ranking member of the Roads and Transportation Committee, Kennedy Osei-Nyako, demanded from the government details of all awarded contracts.
We strongly believe that government must, as a matter of urgency, should publish the full details of this contract. This should include the identities of the contractors, the specific scope of work assigned to each contractor, and the unit cost per kilometer. This will give Ghanaians the opportunity to independently assess the policy and promote transparency in infrastructure delivery.
But the Roads and Highways Minister Kwame Gavin-Agbodza said the call by the minority is mischievous, adding that all details of the contract are in the public domain.
Sole sourcing even is acceptable if in situations where there is the need to extend the implementation of works which were previously competitively procured to speed up completion. It will therefore be mischievous for any right-thinking member of society to conclude that the Ministry of Road and Highways only procures work through sole sourcing.
Ghana's road and transport sector plays a very key role, especially in the socio-economic development of its people. The minority says that it will not relent. It will keep asking questions and mounting pressure on the NDC government to ensure that the ordinary Ghanaian gets the best out of the road and transport sector. Grace Hamajuman, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
Page 11.
Some more here, and Bridget Abedu still recalls the moment a simple cough changed her life forever. What began as a mild irritation soon escalated into weeks of sleepless nights, chest pains, and extreme fatigue. Sarah Pinko reports that when she started coughing up blood, it became clear that the situation was far more serious. She was diagnosed with tuberculosis. Watch this.
Ghana's battle against tuberculosis is far from over. According to the health authorities, the gap between actual cases and diagnosed ones remains alarming, with over 50% of those living with the disease walking through communities undetected. Experts point to resource challenges as a key driver of this diagnostic gap. Bernard Ziem is the program manager, National Tuberculosis Program.
It is estimated that every year 44,000 new TB cases occur in Ghana. As we speak, the National TB Control Program is able to detect and report on 20,612 TB cases. And this is because of the resources and capacities we have currently.
Beyond the numbers, the disease carries a heavy social burden. For many survivors, the battle does not end with treatment. Stigma follows.
A teacher looked through my report and saw chronic disease stated in the report. He asked, and I said tuberculosis. That is when he said, not here. People stopped buying from my mother. Whispers and accusation followed. People claimed I had HIV. Others said I was cursed. Friends rejected me, even some health workers. After completing the grueling treatment, I thought the nightmare was over. But in 2019, when I tried to enter SHS with a medical report, they rejected me again.
The government says it is taking concrete steps to close the detection gap. Authorities have procured equipment worth 30 million Ghana cedis as part of efforts to strengthen the country's diagnostic capacity. Professor Grace Ayensu Dankwa is Deputy Minister for Health.
As part of the efforts to strengthen TB detection and diagnosis, government has invested in the procurement of 10 new AI-enabled digital X-ray systems, 15 new Gen Expert machines, together with the accessories to complement the existing diagnostic infrastructure across the country.
World Health Organization country representative for Ghana, Dr. Fiona Braka, says equipment alone will not win the fight.
Too often, families are devastated with financial consequences. Nearly 70% of households affected by TB experience catastrophic costs, with the African region accounting for the highest proportion. These challenges are compounded by insufficient investment. The African region needs $4.5 billion annually to mount a comprehensive TB response. Yet current funding remains far below this level, with a gap of $3.6 billion.
Sustained investment, public education, and an end to stigma are equally critical if Ghana is to meet global standards in the battle against tuberculosis.
And that's all for News Morning here on New Day on TV3. My name is Beatrice Edru. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. Do continue with us on New Day.
Life can be giving it to you whittle like that. And everything around you will be affected big time. Too many uncertainties and fears. But with the right partner,
And it's right here live, and then also across our social media platform. That's where we're streaming. So if you're on social media, please make sure that you go search for TV3 Ghana, always available for you. And it is midweek, and certainly we have to make sure we bring you everything: news, current affairs, lifestyle, health, entertainment, sports, more importantly, and then great giveaways. We're still in Ghana month, just climaxing, you know, the period of Ghana month. When I said climaxing, I saw Beatrice on my side eye laughing, and still in a glance I saw that she was also grinning. Good morning to you. How are you, Beatrice?
Good morning.
You're looking splendid.
You're already feeling the vibe.
Yeah, and the food. Please don't kill the sound. Who is the sound guy? who? Which name? I saw. Is it Bernardino Garcia Jr. or something? And
no, Bernardo is not.
No, Bernardo is not there. But you're looking splendid.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I always love the combinations that you do. You know, mine is by Elizabeth Couture, based in Tema.
Okay.
And you're always having some great combinations. Just enjoy it. Wow.
No, this is Chic by Siba.
Hey,
so dear. She's on the ballot.
Okay, is she the one who did the black and white for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can see what inspires her designs.
Okay, you're already seeing the trend.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of things ongoing, particularly when it comes to the Iran-Iraq war. I was monitoring this morning. In South Korea, for example, the government is telling citizens to make sure that they go down on excessive use of fuel, etc., because they only have up to about 62 days of reserve, so to speak. But you know that because of the Strait of Hormuz and all that, so getting consignment into Asia has been a bit of a problem. But you know, the Japanese decided to go ahead. They used the Chinese yuan as well, and did a purchase from Iran, because that's what the Iranians are.
Yes, and I mean, yes, we heard some of the Iranian officials saying that the strait is close to the enemies, which means that if you're not considered as such, there could be an opportunity to get that. India was able to establish that and was able to get some oil, and so it looks like they're being selective.
And over the last 12 hours, the price of Brent crude went under $100 because of pronouncement by Trump that they are negotiating with the Iranians, etc. Even though the Iranians say, Charlie, really, you and I were not negotiating because we have some key pointers that we have to agree on.
And that's why interpretations are very ripe on social media.
So we need to have some truce, because otherwise we'll be having some difficulties. But right here in Ghana, it's about the road ministry, Ghana Highway Authority, and what the Fourth Estate had established. We have the minority also making it, but importantly, the roads minister, Governor Agboja, going around and then making the pronouncement from Parliament, and then making those addresses, indicating I have nothing to hide, I have done nothing wrong, really. I've even gone ahead to publish these contracts, and so there's nothing to hide as well. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes indeed, yes. So, perhaps we can ask that as the question of the day,
maybe what viewers think about the minorities' reactions to the road contract in itself, and then the responses of the roads minister, who says that I have nothing to have, always been transparent. And I think that's a good thing to have institutions of state and those who occupy public office come out to say that we've already, even before some of these make the publications available, and so you can make whatever mixed reactions, and then also your own opinions on the subject.
I mean, putting it simply, that the information has always been public, so if you want to, you can equally just check and verify it for yourself. So
well, certainly. All right, so we'll be taking a look. So we're having big issues this morning. We're going to have Beatrice Anan, and then also we have Kofi Tonto in the studio as well. Solomon, of course, will be coming through. So we'll have some great discussions this morning. Make sure you join us. It promises to be quite insightful as well. Dr. Salom also will be joining us from the Ghana Medical Association. We're having some discussions on the subject of bed matters, the unavailability at the various clinical points, especially the top referral hospitals of our country. And we know that has been a subject matter recently. So thank you for joining us once again. Good morning to you. Jane Ampofi-Duku, great lady. You are with the Ghana Health Service in the Central Regional Capital, Cape Coast. And then also Pai Fianku works with engineers and planners, and all those who tend to work with engineers and planners, whether it's Alhaji Nuruddin of the main stables of Ibrahim Muhammad, the business mogul who leads engineers and planners, and then everybody else, we say that good morning to you. Lydia Nyabo of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, and then Anna of Ijuma Kongesti, JHS as well. Good morning to you and everybody else watching us this morning. We're grateful that you've joined us. Promises to be quite an exciting and educative morning for all of us. So, our question of the day.
Yes, our question of the day. What do you make of the minorities' claims and, of course, the response of the Minister, Kwame Gavins Abuja, as regards road contracts, and whether or not all of them, as we've seen, based on the publication, were passed through sole sourcing and really the information on it. The minister is saying that it's already public, and so the minority doesn't seem to have a case. But what do you make of this? Call in and share your thoughts with us, and really moving forward, not just with this contract, what we should be doing moving forward. So you're welcome to this morning's segment.
Believe that government must, as a matter of urgency, should publish the full details of this contract. This should include the identities of the contractors, the specific scope of work assigned to each contractor, and the unit cost per kilometer. This will give Ghanaians the opportunity to independently assess the policy and promote transparency in infrastructure delivery.
But the Roads and Highways Minister, Kwame Gavins Abuja, said the call by the minority is mischievous, adding that all details of the contract are in the public domain.
Sole sourcing even is acceptable if in situations where there is the need to extend the implementation of works which were previously competitively procured to speed up completion. It will therefore be mischievous for any right-thinking member of society to conclude that the Ministry of Road and Highways only procures work through sole source.
And you just watched a representative of the minority in Parliament making that claim, and of course the Roads Minister, Kwame Gavins Abuja, also responding to it equally on the floor of Parliament. We did tell you that we're throwing this to you, what you make of the allegation and the subsequent response. We do have our first caller, I believe, on the line. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Please tell us your name, where you're calling us from.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Peter T.
Oh, Peter T. Hello, Peter T. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you too?
Yeah, great. Thank you for asking. Please share with us what's your thoughts on this minority.
Roland, good morning.
Alaji, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you too?
Chaladeo.
Yeah, I know you did. What about Cookie T?
Cookie T is on a break. She's taking part of her annual leave.
And now it's also on break.
She's not coming today and tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I say good morning to Alaji Yaya Kundo, the liaison officer, National Security Operation. Alaji Madi, National Democratic Congress Director for Election. Mr. Emmanuel Ashalekete, also Greater Accra Regional Liaison Officer, National Security. And then finally, the Chief Executive for Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Mensah. See, me, I believe in one thing. I believe government has come to deliver the expectation of Ghanaians. That is why every government is given the mandate to take over the ruling of the country. So I believe that we all know that enforcement of any law, be it legal or illegal, is a responsibility of government. So the opposition today, that is NPP in opposition, are making a whole noise about sole sourcing, government contract, going here and going there. But you see, they are forgetting about one thing. Because every little agenda of government, opposition, affiliate and co have to come out and then make the thing look like it is a new development that Ghana is practicing or this government is practicing. What if government has decided to take the law into its own hand? What about that? Today, every community or every area of Ghana as a whole is suffering about road network. Look at even when you are traveling from here to Winneba here. Look at the road. And this government is doing everything possible within its means to ensure that this road is done within a certain stipulated of time. So maybe sometimes I sit down and look at issues and I say, why? So what is wrong about this? And why is it that somebody will criticize that either what government is doing is neither here nor there, or government is not doing the right thing?
All right.
Let's ensure.
Thank you so much, Peter T. And please, a number of people are already on standby wanting to come through. So please, when you call in, try and make your submission very short. Today, I think we even have like 30 seconds for each person so that we can have a number of you sharing your thoughts with us as soon as possible within the time that we have. I think we do have another caller on the line as well. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Please tell us your name, where you're calling us from. Hello? Hello? Okay, it looks like we've lost this person on the line, but like I did say, please, when you call in, try and give us your submission in a minute or less. Okay, I think we still do have the person on the line. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You sound very far away. Yes, you sound very far away from the phone. Good morning to you. Please tell us your name.
This is Prof. Jack calling from Bolgatanga.
Bolga, okay, please draw a bit closer to the phone. Please share your thoughts with us.
Yes, good morning to you and to your charity listeners. And also good morning to Roland in your studio. In fact, I'm so surprised about the conduct of even the minority members as well as even the fourth estate in particular. I'm so appalled with their revelation trying to make it as if there's something fishy about what the government is doing. When in the actual fact, there's nothing untoward that has been done. First, they started with an impression that as if what the Minister of Roads is doing amounts to a scandal. Unfortunately, there's nothing of that sort in place. You see, when we do this, actually we are hurting our country. We are trying to tarnish the image of the minister, when in actual fact, he's trying all his possible best to make sure that all the deplorable roads are being done with immediate effect. Imagine the Ofanko, Amasaman, Pokuasi road. Look at what is happening. Look at the demonstration that was going on and on. So we should wait so that we follow all those competitive bidding, which will even take us more than 2 years or 1 year for it to be fixed. Is that what we are saying? Is that what we are saying? These model roads that we are even talking about is of emergency in nature. And there's a need for us to make sure that the government is proactive to deal with it immediately. And that is what the minister has done. And what is wrong with that? What is wrong with all these things? I beg the minority. I beg them. If they can't help the government to make sure that they fix our roads, the best they can do is to not keep quiet. The cacophony is too much. They are making a lot of noise. Who doesn't even have their party in place? I beg them. They should support the government. They should make sure that all the minister is doing, they should make sure that they help him so that he will do the right thing, rather than making noise.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in from Bolga. Obviously disagreeing with the minority and the stance of members.
Well, so social media also will give you a certain gauge of where the pendulum is swinging to, mainly. Yeah. And if you do an assessment, you find that quite mixed reactions to this as well.
Yes.
And others say it's much to do about nothing. Others say, especially on the other side of the political divide in the opposition, they say there's something to look into.
Yeah.
But when it comes to construction, you also have to look at what the numbers are, especially the location or the project areas, because sometimes the construction in itself for two items are not the same.
Yeah.
So you may be doing the same type of road, but the depth of the road and the materials that will have to go in at the base and the sub-base will be different, because sometimes you have to put in boulders, and so boulders just make the big rocks, etc.
Yes.
And then in some other areas, the topography of the area is so good, and so you don't have to invest a lot when it comes to the sub-base materials and then also the base materials as well. So I guess everybody has an opinion.
Of course,
Ghana,
I mean,
we have a freedom of speech, so everybody's talking, but the reactions also just lay credence.
I mean,
as
the
to
important thing
opinions.
is that whatever opinion you're giving is based on facts, really, not just talking because of politics. But we do have Mejina on the line. Good morning to you, Mejina.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
We're doing well. How are you?
Oh, by the grace. You know what? In Akan Palace, they say, "Okura ba ya de se den kura enyofe." Meaning, whatever your opponent does, it will never pleases you. And I think that MPP, instead of sitting down and look back and do their correction well, they are rather muddying the waters. They are provoking the society. I am in Sunyani, Bono region. We have terrible roads. A road like Brikum to Sampa, very terrible. Every government comes and they neglect that road. And today, machines are on the road, heavily working on it. Do you know something? Prior to the 2024 elections, 2 months to the election, the road was awarded. The then road minister came to the road and cut short for the construction of the road, not knowing that there was no award of contract, just to deceive the people, to get their vote. And hold on, behold, people saw that it was lies. Come to Sunyani to Kenyasi Road. That road has been there. When you go to Sukufi North, a certain bridge, the road contractor, the road minister then went and promised the people within 2 months they were going to fix that bridge. It was not done. Now, the year of road or something, they never did anything for the people of Bono. Once you are traveling, the road that would take you about 40 minutes, it will take you 2 hours. When you are talking of development, economic development, do you know what it is? So the people, we the people, are pleased to this. Even if the mama will award to his wife, we don't care. What we care is constructing a good road for us.
What do you
we
care?
are fed up with this kind of politics. We should focus on the developmental issues, things that will change our life. Are the people crying that they don't want the road? No, we should stop this childish politics. Enough of these things. We should call a spade. If something untoward is happening, I will agree. But to understand the public is interested and it is serving the public interest, please, we should stop this kind of politics. We are growing.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Mejina, calling in from the Bono region. We do have Philip from Pandai. Good morning, Philip. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Philip.
Good morning, Beatrice and Roland.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please speak up a bit for us. We can hear you. You seem a bit far from the phone, though.
Okay, yeah, good morning. Please, my humble submission goes to the minority. A 6-unit classroom block. We've been driving towards the rural areas. You've been seeing 6-unit classroom blocks. A 6-unit classroom blocks during the time of the MPP cost over 2 million Ghana cedis. 2 million Ghana cedis. A 6-unit, single room, 6. Something that 300,000 Ghana cedis to 400,000 Ghana cedis could build, and a leftover will even be, like there could even be a change. That's for the 400,000 Ghana cedis. We've all built housing, we've all built structures. Let me tell you, the way we balloon contracts in this country, that's why every contractor is a rich man. Every contractor. I think they use less than 50% of the money to execute the contract. That is not good. We are killing ourselves. What kind of country are we? No.
So you disagree with the minority, obviously.
We should make sure we audit properly of this contract. I'm a registered NDC member, but let us be frank. Let us be real to each other. How can you balloon a 6-unit classroom block to cost over 2 million Ghana cedis? That's 20 billion. Why? 20 billion can build a mansion. Let me tell you, 20 billion can build a mansion. This kind of what's the name? Affordable housing we are building up and down. Let's imagine Ghana costs out $200 million. $200 million to build affordable housing. $200 million.
All right.
300,000 to 400,000 Ghana cedis can build a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom house. If you are building it yourself, not even giving it to contract. 300,000 or 400,000 Ghana cedis. How much do you sell a block? One block, how much do you sell it? Cement, how much do you sell it? Sand, how much do you sell it?
All right, thank you very much.
How much do you sell it?
Thank you very much, Philip, calling in from Pandai. We have Alhaji on the line. Roland.
All right.
Alhaji is on the line.
Alhaji, good morning to you. Dasaba.
Roland.
Yes, sir.
Dasaba.
Adna Tebiawula.
Na tije ya.
Gombian.
Aja dama mama leske pora. Ta puki obane.
She's a bit on leave, so.
Okay, and now
he's not coming today and tomorrow. Yes.
Beatrice, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Haji. How are you yourself this morning?
I hope everything is okay.
Yes, very well.
Let me send my question to Shemi Mamusle and his Alaja Dasan and Ajaladi Ayamba and Municipal Chief Executive for Safulu, MP for Pusiga. When you Dr. Avukaro Wumbe just send my question to Chairman for Sampo. When you look about the MPP, they are confused. Roland, did you hear MPP talk about the Safugu to Bolga road? Did you hear they talk about that one too? Why they spend billions of dollars and they did not talk about that one? Is it that criminality, and we want that criminality to stop in this country? When they give the contract to the people, and they don't want that people to be working. Now, when this good government comes, President John Dramani Mahama comes with Lucid agenda and the big push project, I think we will use it to construct the roads. I think everybody see clear. So what is this macro minority, their problem now? I don't know their problem. They always want to talk. They should keep on talking. We will keep on doing the good thing in this country. So when you look about the press conference, talk anything they want to talk. They don't feel shy. Look at how they stand there, talking rubbish.
So we will pray for the country. Maybe the country will go forward. We don't want these people to distract us, and we can't do our work in this country. May God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Alhaji, for those comments as well. We still have the phone lines opened, but you're also sending comments. And as and when we have the time, we'll read a couple of comments for you. A number of individuals watching. Let me say good morning to you, Dr. Kofi Anochi of KAOD Consult. Good morning to you, great guy. So we have a couple of comments we'll read through, and this one is coming from Alhaji Jibril, and says good morning to Edmond Combat of the Tema Oil Refinery, as well as Alhaji Usman Razak, who is the National Security Coordinator. Comments include, tell the minority to shut up, that no matter how the cow grows lean, he will not be a goat.
What does that mean?
And then we have another coming from Osei Boateng, who says that we need to look at the figures and then also comprehensively analyze them based on the work being done. I'm just happy that projects are ongoing across the country, and that's the most important thing. Foremostly, accountability is critical in all spheres of our endeavor, so we can always do better if the need arises.
Yeah, there's Mustafa Loa Manyakrobo. He says, sole sourcing is legal until you raise issues about value for money and conflict of interest on the contract. Sole sourcing doesn't amount to corruption. The big push has come to stay. My regards to Dr. Winfred Ba. And I'll read this before we pick our next caller. And this is coming from... Okay, it says the minority should just relax and accept how Ghanaian politics has evolved since the 2024 elections. This administration is actually delivering results while demonstrating real accountability by making contracts and important documents publicly available online for everyone to see. Yet, the minority keeps picking up things that are already online and raising unnecessary alarm as if they've discovered something new. Instead, they should be more concerned about the latest Global Info Analytics survey, which shows that their party has lost its appeal among the youth, largely because of their own behavior. And I believe this is coming from Prince Henry Kofu. Actually, it's actually Prince Nanaya York. We do have another caller on the line. Good morning. He's calling us from
Good morning.
Accra. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please tell us your name.
Yeah, my name is Robert. I'm calling from Accra.
Robert, thank you for joining us on the show.
Yes, I want to contribute to the program.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I want to tell the minority that they should rather learn from this government, because this government is doing a great thing. Yes, and stop this dirty politics that they are doing. Yes, because this big push has come to stay. And then the big push is going to give the Ghanaian, ordinary Ghanaian, a relief from what we went through in the 8 years when they were in government. So why are they not talking about Oforata, who has manipulated the resources of Ghana? They should talk about Oforata. Yes, the corruption, the 8 years corruption, the 8 years that we suffered, the suffocated us. They should never talk about that one, and then leave the government for the government to actually bring developmental projects to Ghana. We are tired of them. Otherwise, they will continue to be in opposition for over 30 years to come. They should stop this dirty politicking, and then I help the government to move the country forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in. He made it very brief for us. Maybe I can read 2 more messages before you come in. And this is coming from Prince Henry Koforidua. It says the MPP will continue to be in opposition if they continue in this tangent. Ghanaians are tired of the propaganda. From Stephen Pen in Wa. He says, good morning, Beatrice and Papa Roll. The minority's demand for accountability for the Big Push project is misplaced. They should remember the big hole in the center of Accra and should have been calling on Ken Ofori-Atta to return and account for his stewardship. The NDC, by his grace, will not record any scandal in the John Mahama's administration. Stephen Pen in the Upper West region. We have another call, I believe, calling from Tamale in the Northern region. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm the DPP from Yashibu.
I beg your pardon, your name again is?
ADPC from Yashibu in the Tamale newspaper.
Okay, yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Let me say good morning to you and good morning to Roland.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, so the fact is, I do not see anything as a subject. But on the social issue of to do with the minority useless press conference that they have been holding day in, day out, we want to plead with them. If they want to have the respect, the little respect that we are having with them, I will bear with them. They should do away with these useless conferences. I thought, and I already stated it, they came and cut short that they are going to construct road from Tamale to essentially the current flag bearer of NPP. If they are ready up to border, they take the money from the national company. We did not see the work, but the money has went to different ways. I thought they would have asked who take the money away from us. I thought that they would have asked us how come they themselves use some of money to dig a whole national hole, and yet nothing do come for me. Again, I saw them on the bush. I don't know why they came back again. I thought they were with me in the bush because that is where they belong to. So if abnormality wants his voice to be heard, he should be responsible as a minority leader. He should learn from Honorable Aruna Isetu when he was a minority leader and the majority leader. I want to tell them that, when you come to Tamale North, there are a lot of construction going on in all the electoral areas that we have. We have 11 electoral areas. Contractors are everywhere working. If they want to know or they want, or they should come to Tamale North, they will see them their eyes. And my minister, Honorable.
All right, thank you very much for calling in, sharing your thoughts. I think we do have another caller also from Tamale again. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Please tell us your name and what your thought is. Hello?
My name is Victor.
Your name is Joseph. Okay. From Tamale.
Victor.
Please share your thoughts with us.
There's a saying in English that the empty barrels make the most noise.
I'm sorry, sir. Your voice is very low. Would you kindly speak up so we can hear you?
I'm saying there's a saying in English that the empty barrel makes the most noise.
I'm sorry.
So minority, they should shut their mouth and think further. How do you call it? And think further.
All right. Thank you very much, Joseph, calling from Tamale. Very brief. And Aziz Dollar in WA also says the big push has come to stay regardless of the stance of the minority. The road network across the Upper West region are in deplorable and dangerous shape, most especially the Wa-Bole-Wenchi Road, Wa to Tumu Road, Wa to Hamile Road. In fact, Wa East Road aren't motorable at all, and there are no tarred road networks in Wa East and Wa West districts, respectively. So what is the 38% minority talking about? Aziz Donla in Wa.
All right, so we have a couple of messages, and we'll take a couple, and then we'll start continue receiving calls. This one is coming from Sherry Giovanni. Good morning to you, Samuel. Says that yesterday, after listening to the Roads Minister on another channel, what he said about 44 out of about 100 plus contracts being only sole source because of how urgent those roads were needed, I began to have some belief in him. Knowing the Honorable Agboja and his persona, I am hesitant to believe he's hiding something under his sleeves. That said, I urge the Honorable Agboja to also continue to give vivid explanation to some of these allegations, and says good morning to Mr. Daniel as well, and that's coming from Sherry Giovanni. And Prince Nania York says good morning and sends me a picture. Okay, you read that, Prince Nania York, good morning. And then also have this one I'll read before, from Courage Kotuka, who says that the minority in the MPP are just attention seekers. They want Ghanaians to know that they also exist. When they were in power, did we even hear anything about road construction and the publications thereof of the contract that they had? Look at a minister who publicly publishes contractors' lists and the sums of the contracts. More so, you go on the ground and you find that there is haphazard construction, left, right, center, going on across the country. Kotuka Courage.
Yes,
right.
We do have another caller from Sakomono in Okra. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Please tell us your name and share your thoughts with us as well.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm Osam. I'm calling from Sakomono.
Yes, sir. The name again is?
I am Osam in Laden, calling from Sakomono.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning and good morning to your viewers. You see, I have an advice. No one tells the child not to do, but he or she must have to cover it. They created a problem going back. Think how to solve the problem. They are still upgrading their problem. I can tell you that after we are following people from the grassroots and they are running away from them. Instead of them going back to look at the grassroots, they are still on top, thinking that the party is better on top. Every party is about the grassroots, and people have lost touch with their grassroots. Up to date, they have not had the hope of their grassroots, and they are here creating more problems. Look, until I don't know how nothing is changed as monopoly, and people will that things like a comfort ball. It is very bad. It is bad for the participants. Let me see a vibrant opposition so that they can to work for the country. But if they keep on behaving like comfort ball, I don't think this country will have a good opposition. In the government, is still swearing head. This is what we don't. Because this country needs the women and to grow.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in from Sakomono in Accra, Kwamina Acidity, Ahafo region, Fakaki, Wa, and we've seen your messages. Thank you so much.
All right. So, Kofi Kwating Amanin Kukro says the inconsistency in the MPP's political approach is quite pronounced. They removed road tolls in 2020, arguing that these were causing undue traffic congestion. Yet the party had ample opportunity to reinstate this policy during their 4-year tenure, but did not. Now, in opposition, they are quick to point fingers at the current government, barely a year into their term, for not having reinstated the tolls, even though they've rightfully been stated in the budget. If you are constructing roads, don't you finish constructing the roads before you toll them? If they had started good construction of main highways for them to be tolled, we wouldn't have been in the state. Is this not an instance of hypocrisy? And then Ikriamwa Boating says that there's... Okay, so
let me read this quick one from from landlord Bolga D line. It says, good morning, Mr. Roland and Beatrice. Even if they cry blood, big push will go on. We are not here. Okay, weren't we here when 125 ministers were spoiling taxpayers' money? The minority should use the same energy to bring Oforiatta back to Ghana. Ghana is working now. My best regard to the hard-working Chief of Staff, Julius Debra. So that's coming from landlord Bolga D line. Roland, have you had your Lipton this morning?
No, not yet. And then Andy Edemagla, good morning to you. He said, I pray this also doesn't derail the government at all, because if you go around, you will find massive construction ongoing. The Eastern Corridor from Drapon all the way to Petue. You go to the Eastern region, you'll find a lot of projects as well, leading to every conclusion that projects are ongoing. Where explanations have to be made, explanations will have to be needed. The minority just want to make sure that they get attention for themselves, but the right things also will have to be done accordingly. So far, it looks to be a good thing and a good initiative being led by the roads minister. And then Nelson Akotia also says this one, says, what is the MPP saying? What's their scorecard when it comes to our roads? We had year of roads several years running, never saw massive roads being constructed. They should give us a break.
Yeah.
And Newday Atukwekwe, the minority wants to learn how policies are being implemented well. They should humbly see the government in power in chambers, kule, rather than press conferences every day. It will not solve their problem. And then this one is coming from Oseje, who says that when the NDC was in opposition, they said sole source was not good. And now they are in power, they are using sole source. And that's the contention for the minority. Nobody is complaining about construction works. It's about their words in opposition and their position being upheld while in power. That's the center of the argument, you say.
Yeah. You know, during the Ramadan, all of us were enjoying the Lipton.
Yes.
Gathering family, especially for our Muslim brothers and sisters, and ensuring that they were enjoying iftar. But now Ramadan is over, but we are still enjoying the yellow label. And so if you have Lipton in your home or you're yet to grab one, you go for one, and it's always the original taste. Ensure that you're sharing love with families and, of course, sharing meals together with Lipton. You're still here on Newday on TV3. When we come back, we'll bring you the big issue plus some more. Do stay with us.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful, Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man swing, Nesanso Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Ready for school? Yes! My champs, they use a lot of energy at school. I know because imagine the energy they may have used up to return home this transformed every day.
Your champs need nourishment and energy. Give them the Milo Energy at breakfast, now with vitamin D that supports energy release to help their daily performance. Milo, energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved.
Ghana fie biemu emunye duane kek eye busia eni je ne nkabom
me Ghana ni mapa Ame fa mejume ni agro kra. Me do sultana rice ye pa. Eyiyi mako mako. Edemufua. Na ne denso die. Ube die dibiem.
E wonua sultana rice o jollof no. Ebe jollof o fried rice ne die. Apebi ebe fried rice yankasa. Sultana rice. Eye kewa kraki.
Mone anu besafo ne mbenfo. Kanfo sultana Vietnamese rice mo biaro. Oye mu bia nanu si yedo. Oyi koko. O mesi bani biara ne daw. O danso.
Ayama emafra empenifo abatampa eni obiara.
Sultana rice. Eye de papa. Tai de. Vietnamese maye nyina.
Anusio yede. Ubedie fili.
Ye was sultana Thai, ni Vietnamese.
FDA adi gradient criteria.
Introducing new Comfort After Wash for Clothes. Contains a unique formula that leaves clothes beautifully scented and looking as good as new.
Madam, Rachel.
Brought to you by the University of Gold Coast, right here in Accra, and we'll bring a lot more they have to offer when it comes to their April admissions and the relevant programs they are offering to you, and how flexible they are by close of the discussions. And for big issues, you know that we're discussing the subject matter of the minorities' reactions to the Fourth Estate reports indicating that they have issues with sole source contracts when it comes to the big push project, with the minority itself also organizing a press conference and swift rebuttals and reactions from the road minister. So we're here to look at those comprehensive discussions this morning. Importantly also, we'll try and wrap up with some key conversations thereof. And we all welcome all of you who are watching us, particularly for those who are across social media are watching us. It's always a delight and a pleasure to have all of you watching us. And that said, let me say good morning to a number of you already. And Newday Gatukwe Kwe, you say that your daughter is celebrating the birthday this morning, and so happy birthday to you as well. Prince Daniel York, you're watching us from the UK. Kwesi Mensah is in the US, and all of you were grateful. Obrim Ponkaba, as well as all those who are watching this morning. David Pamford, I say you as well. But make sure you share the stream. Let's have some great conversations. And I have here with me Beatrice Anamfio. It's been a while. Now sparsely comes to our studios, but no problem. It's been a while I've had a conversation. Good morning, Beatrice. How are you?
Good morning to you.
The emergency has brought you to the theater.
Oh no, that's not the reason I'm here. I think you know I lost my dad early this year, so
you've been in a morning mood.
Yes, I've been out of touch a bit, so that's not. But I'm happy to be here as always, and you will be seeing me often.
Good to have you. And then Kofi Tonto also is a Kofi. Good morning to you. Good morning. How's Dr. Mahmoud Baumia?
He's doing well.
Great. You know, before you introduce him, I want to ask how many aides does Dr. Baumia have? Because he appears every former appointee is an aide. I saw on the flyer that Kofi Tonto is an aide to Baumia, and even spokesperson.
I have been an aide to Dr. Baumia since 2023.
Because I know like 18.
You saw 18 or you know 18?
Almost every MPP communicator now is an aide to Baumia, like all former appointees.
Who else have you?
Oh, plenty.
I'm even surprised.
Plenty.
Well, listen.
I'm just wondering. There is nothing wrong.
So then what's your problem?
No, there is nothing wrong. Maybe they are 18, they are 22, they are 30. You know, I can maybe guide us as to the number of ministers you have in future.
Richard Sanan is in government, but hasn't stopped the mischief. And then Nane Jamra is watching us from Rostov, Russia, and then attaches the Russian flag as well. Good to have you on board always. Samuel Ahinsa, Justice Anaba, good morning. And then I have my friend who lives in Finland, Justice Neil Date Mills. Good morning to you as well, watching us. And Director of Communications, United Party. He's also an entrepreneur. Good morning to you.
Good morning,
Chairman
Robert.
of the Common Sense family. How are you, Solo? You've been monitoring all the issues, right? We'll talk about the roads.
It's very serious, though.
But the president had, because of LGBT stance and the position he holds, and his government as well, had his PhD honorary.
Yes.
Conferment withdrawn by the Lincoln University. Quite an interesting.
No, but I mean, if you are not going to allow men to sleep with fellow men and you will not give a degree, the president must come out find one for him. Because the Lincoln University must be told in the face that not today, tomorrow, or in perpetuity are we going to allow Trumu in this country.
But they said that, you know, we have lobbies and...
Who are the lobbies?
The international community really also frowns on governments and individuals who tend to hold very strong positions on the side.
That is our position. Even in the States, even in the US, how many of the states allow that? Because of that, so you are going to link an honorary degree to our local politics. What is that degree going to do to this country?
Honorary or PhD?
PhD. Oh, my goodness. Well, when the president comes, you organize one for him. After all, there is a Lincoln University at the Kokomlemu area. They can also give some all over the place. What are you talking about?
Anyway, so let's hear from the minority, led by Kennedy Osei-Nyakum. and then subsequently the road minister also in tow on the subject.
Believe that government must, as a matter of urgency, should publish the full details of this contract. This should include the identities of the contractors, the specific scope of work assigned to each contractor, and the unit cost per kilometer. This will give Ghanaians the opportunity to independently assess the policy and promote transparency in infrastructure delivery.
But the road
sole sourcing even is acceptable if in situations where there is the need to extend the implementation of works which were previously competitively procured to speed up completion. It will therefore be mischievous for any right-thinking member of society to conclude that the Ministry of Road and Highways only procures work through sole sourcing.
And Beatrice, the accusation is that in opposition you said no sole sourcing in government is being undertaken. What's the response to that? And I'm sure you've been measuring the public reactions to that as well.
We have been measuring, and I should say that this discussion, we need to premise it from the work of the Fourth Estate. This was a supposedly some breaking news.
Investigative.
Yes. No, I don't think they said investigative. And you see, for me, I want to commend the Fourth Estate because I like people who are consistent. There was a time in this country when journalists couldn't speak up. A lot of people were afraid for their lives. People practically could not talk about scandals. And the Fourth Estate then emerged. And to their credit, you had the NSS scandal, but for them, we wouldn't know that CEOs were buying $170,000 watches. And so we credit them. The SML deal was uncovered by the Fourth Estate. And so we credit them with these things. But it's important to say that in the story as published by the Fourth Estate, they are not alleging corruption on the part of government. That point is very instructive to make. I've read, and I have here with me the release by the Fourth Estate. Nowhere in the 11-page story are they alleging corruption or any wrongdoing on the part of government. In fact, to the credit of the MPP, they are also not alleging corruption. Or, as at yesterday, I don't know whether this morning Kofi Tonto will make those allegations, but as of yesterday, listening to the minority and members of the MPP, nobody has alleged that government has done anything wrong. What the MPP and many people are saying is that the NDC spoke against sole sourcing. And so why have you come to use that method in your procurement? I think that is the point. And I want to start this discussion on that premise so that we are all on the same page and we don't muddy the waters as if some corruption or some scandal has been discovered. That is not the case. Now, the NDC did not just say that single sourcing as a form of procurement was bad. If it was bad in the past, it is bad now. We cannot all of a sudden change our position. We are a political party with principles. We are led by a president who has consistently demonstrated that he has the ability to stomach dissenting opinion. What was the NDC's position when we were in power? And I've seen yesterday on
there are videos of
in fact,
the current president in opposition.
My own video
as well as
has come out,
snipers of the NDC manifesto.
Yes, yes. So what was the NDC's position? The NDC's position is that single source contracts linked to persons who are close to power are contracts which raises the basis to ask questions and say that this contract may be fraught with corruption. That position has not changed. The NDC's position is that single source contracts, which are inflated above the market's value, are things that we need to question. And I have here with me a press conference addressed by Sami Jemfi on August 2024, on the issue of single source contracts. In paragraph 18 of the said press conference, this is the NDC's position. Indeed, paragraph 65 of the performance audit report by the Auditor General on the construction of cocoa roads revealed that Cocoa Board did not rigorously analyze its procurement options for value for money, but sought approval from PPA for single sourcing and restricted tendering, thus procuring the contracts which were 3 times more expensive than it could have been obtained through competitive tendering. This was the position of the NDC.
That's the position?
Yes.
You listen and watch this, the insets that I imagine now.
So we are saying that.
It says the NDC is against
when you
sole source contracts.
When you resort to single source as your major means of procurement, there is no evidence for value for money. So that was one position we made, and we should not, we will not be seen to be changing it. In the fourth estate, what they call expose, which is not an expose really, they never alleged that the market value of these contracts were above the contract sum awarded. In fact, the MPP has not made that argument as well. So the NDC's position has not changed. Now, it is true that the NDC, while in power, called out the MPP for single source contracts. What were some of the things we called them out on? It was the ambulance spare part contract, which was awarded to persons close to the president's daughter then. And we said at the time when the company had not even been formed. So we said that this raises issues of corruption. The Sunyani Rehabilitation Phase 1, awarded to a company called Resource Access Limited, close or associated with the brother of the vice president. That position cannot change merely because we are in power. Again, the cocoa roads, which I have told you that the Auditor General, then appointed by Nanado himself, said that Cocoa Board did not do a rigorous examination. We are not talking about the same things. If you are saying, and I mean, this is a conversation that we can be having within the bigger context and say that we think that you should have used it. But let me show you why the government sought to use single source contracts for these things. One, the big push is a special project, not like what the MPP will question construction of year of roads. The big push is not a government that merely wants to construct roads. The big push is a policy decision of this government to expand this country into what we call 12 economic zones.
12 economic zones?
12 economic zones. So they are not merely roads being constructed in just communities. They are roads being constructed to link regional capitals to one another for the purposes of boosting agriculture. We have been in this country, and for the longest time, we have been saying that food is being imported. Tomato, yesterday or this week, we were discussing the Burkina Faso issues. Why? One of the major issues are the road networks from our farm gates to the market. And so the big push is a policy position that the government took and said that let's link these 12 areas that we have classified as economic zones together. Now, if we were to go through competitive tendering, it would take approximately between 12 to 18 months to even get a contract awarded. In fact, to evidence this assertion, if you recall, the NDC in the 2025 budget said that we were going to restore road toll. Do you know that the system is going through a competitive tendering?
Still?
And for 7 months.
Because that has delayed.
Yes, for 7 months. It's going through the processes. Yesterday, I had the minority holding a press conference on it and saying that, for 1 year, we haven't heard of anything on the road toll. Because for 7 months, it's been going through competitive tendering. And that is why we haven't been able to award the contract. Now, this is the issue. We must begin to ask that when we zone these areas, what was the aim? The aim of the president is that within a space of 18 to 24 months, Ghanaians should have some tangible roads. And so We needed to do that, one, by empowering local contractors. How many times have we not spoken about everything in this country being owned by foreigners? How many times have we not said that foreigners do not, have practically hijacked our country? Just last month, there was a discussion on China Mall and other
people to make sure that you empower local contractors?
Local companies. So unless the argument is that there is some wrongdoing somewhere, that there is some act of corruption, that these contractors are somehow linked to the families of these people, then I think that we ought to elevate the discussion a bit. Now, it's important to also say that beyond even empowering the local contractors, you will recall that when the NDC came into power, in fact, less than a month after the NDC came into power, many communities went on rampage, saying that their road networks were bad. I will give you the example of Pokwase-Masaman Road, which the MPP started. People were on the neck of this government and said, we want it finished. Do you think that if we were going through competitive tendering, that contract could have been novated and renegotiated for work to progress?
That's by Maripoma.
Yes, for work to progress the way it's progressing. And so while we hear the feedback, we in the NDC will not take the posturing of the MPP that anytime people raise issues in your government, you just rubbish them. No. We understand that as a government, we have an obligation to bring the facts to the people. We understand that as a government, when people ask legitimate questions, and rightly so, they owe it, we owe it a duty to them to respond to these things. And that's exactly what we are doing. Now, having even said that, you know that when you take our friends on the other side, they say, and you play the video of the minority, they say, oh, the NDC in the past, even if you were not opposed to the single source, you said that they were so opaque. What we have done is that we have learned from our checkered history of how the MPP governed this country. And collectively, as a party and as a government, we have vowed never to go the route of the MPP. So what did we do? This contract or this expose that we are discussing, Roland, it was not a discovery made by the Fourth Estate, by some investigative piece. What happened? The Fourth Estate wrote to the Ministry of Roads and Highway and the Ghana Highway Authority, pursuant to the Right to Information Act. And they were supplied these information.
So this is public info?
This is public information.
But they have a right to question it.
And rightly so, they have a right to question. Nobody should take away their right. And I want to say even here that even after this publication, I can assure you that Sule Ibrahim's life will not be threatened. He doesn't have to go to South Africa like Manasseh did in the past. His family doesn't have to live in fear like the families of Ahmed Swale. We are here to engage, to listen to different perspectives. We are here, and I would wish that if there are, anything that he wants to draw government's attention to in these contracts, we are welcoming. But let me say that 23, do you know 23?
The figure 23?
Yes, 23. Out of the 54 lots of contracts awarded, that is under discussion. These contracts were awarded by single source under the previous MPP administration.
23?
23 out of the 54. And the NDC is not on record anywhere to have opposed this. I can give you a classical example of the Swame interchange. In fact, the Parliamentary Hansard says that the NDC then, led by the ranking on roads, who is currently the roads minister, supported that. So let's not mix the issue merely because we called out government for their corrupt acts, which were shrouded in single source contracts. We should not come to the conclusion that, the NDC said all single source contracts were wrong.
And as you have a minute to wrap up, what about the question that they've been posing over the last 24 hours? That it smacks of hypocrisy, the position of you government and the NDC entirely, as well as its assigns, that, well, the MPP under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia undertook key projects as well and through single source contracting, pursuant to Section 40 of the PPA Act, but was criticized, of course, you say genuinely, but also they also say unfairly by you in opposition.
You see, that's what I'm saying, that let's not mix the issue. That merely because people criticize corrupt acts, shrouded in single source contracts, you have to lump the issue. I've given you a number of examples. That is the ambulance issue. The National Cathedral, where David Ajayi is a close associate of Gabi. Single source, the rehabilitation of the Sunyani Airport, and all that. One teacher, one laptop, and all those things, which later we were vindicated. So I'm not saying that people should not criticize government. By all means, criticize government. And I can tell you that I'm proud to speak for a president that says and calls on civil society and say, criticize us. For we see those things as feedback to better governance. But having said that, this was not shrouded in opacity. I think that the MP who spoke, Osenyako, I'm told he's the MP for
Kennedy.
I think he has to get his research assistants to get to work for him.
No, he can't say. He's been a long-standing member of Parliament, respectfully.
No, I mean, there's nothing disrespectful about this. I mean, he has to get his because...
What's your point?
At the time of holding the press conference and saying that government should make the details of these contracts available, these contracts were already on the website of the Ministry of Roads and Highways. So a simple Google search would have shown it. Let me conclude and wrap up my first round of submission before I rebut by saying that the NDC is committed to bringing some new standards in governance. The NDC would not see criticisms and feedback as something that people merely want as bad. The citizens want road. They are in a hurry. Indeed, people have the right to legitimately ask whether this is the method, however legal it is for you to procure this. But in the absence of corruption, in the absence of anything to show that the value of the contract is inflated, I think that what we should be doing is to commend His Excellency the President for this vision. That for a long time, somebody says that let's zone our country into 12 economic zones. And within a record time of 24 months, let's try and build as much roads as we can. In the absence of corruption, I think that we ought to salute President Mahama. Of course, in our quest to build our nation, but are these not the guys?
Please wrap up.
I'm wrapping up.
10 minutes. Your time is up.
Are these not the guys who told us that they don't chew roads? And that the Circle Dubai roads were inflated? That whole airport was inflated, that it was not so material to build UGMC, that all the hospitals that we were building were nothing, and later the president became vindicated. I think, just like Kwame Nkrumah, there is one consistent script. But what I can assure the people of Ghana, that this government in 1 year, 3 months, have not recorded a single scandal. It is not by chance. It shows you a leader who is intentional, a leader who is committed to doing the right thing, a leader whose quest to develop the road networks of this country should not be compromised. And that is noteworthy. And I think that everybody would agree with me. I know even Kofi Tonto will agree with me.
I'm not sure it's a position you hold. Kofi Tonto, your reaction to this? Because the minority in their press conference also poignantly did say that there needs to be restoration of the roads, and then also there has to be perhaps also a proper audit of the contracts and clearly publication, which already has been done as well.
You know, very quickly, Beatrice, you come from a political party which has become experts in forcing media houses to delete stories. Day in and day out, media houses are deleting stories. So don't even talk about the space for journalists to operate in. Journalists went to a region to cover Galamsey. they had to take their shoes off and run. So please don't even go there. But that's a subject we will discuss another time. Look, Roland, we are dealing with a group of hypocrites, political swindlers, and I dare say scammers. Why? This group of people, which Beatrice belonged to, told us that, for example, how can a war 7,000 kilometers away affect Ghana? Then today, they are telling us that a war in Iran can affect Ghana. This group of people told us that the country is not in the position to procure a presidential jet. Today, her boss wrote a piece justifying why we need to procure a presidential jet, not in 4 years, by November. I am trying to paint a picture of a group of people who on one breath say one thing, and another breath, the very things they criticize, they do. Why? Was it just not last week where your own colleague, Stan Dogbe, was given contract by a government agency? And you sit here and pontificate and create the impression, this holier than thou impression, that somebody is corrupt and they are giving contract to their friends. What haven't you done? Just last week, several contracts, not one, several. Why? You made commentary. You took positions. One, the president himself said, we need to be in a position where single source procurement become the rare exception. Emphasis on rare. The word rare. Then your foreign minister, then ranking member on Foreign Committee, Okujeto Ablakwa, said that in your manifesto, the reset manifesto, we are going to put it in the reset manifesto that single source procurement will be cut out. The word he used was cut out. Or see a big term. He was on Onia TV. Then the president again said that we don't get value for money when we emphasize on sole sourcing, because it creates the opportunity for people to inflate. Then the gentleman who's the roads minister now, Kwame Abuja, June 18th, 2021, he held a press conference and said the reason why we are not able to construct our roads is because of single source. Because single source procurement have the potential to inflate contracts. And in fact, cited several examples how contracts have been inflated. Then your other boss, Sami Jenfi, said, single source contracting is the avenue for people to steal because they inflate contracts. And President Akufo-Addo and his Ofori-Penyimfie, he went as far as denigrating a whole traditional area. I hope you are listening. He denigrated Ofori-Penyimfie, said Ofori-Penyimfie are part of the single source corruption. And you sit here and say, what, Beatrice? And say, what? Now you have found your moral scruples and want to lecture us? You want to lecture us about the things you said? The point was that you said single source procurement have the potential to increase prices and inflate prices. That they form the bedrock for corruption. So nobody has to even use the word corruption. Look, Fourth Estate, when they did this whole expose or whatever you call it, they didn't just do it because Beatrice is a nice woman. They did it to highlight the fact that the very ills you pronounced, that single sourcing can increase and inflate contracts, the very thing are occurring. I'll give you an example. At our time, feeder road, a kilometer of feeder road was $550,000 US. As I speak to you today, and I have two contracts here, Roland, that I will show you. One contract, a kilometer of road is going to cost the good people of this republic, a kilometer of feeder road, emphasis on feeder road, the roads that we build in the rural areas. A kilometer of the same feeder road that cost us $550,000 is going to cost us $1.2 million. A kilometer of feeder road.
Is this something that runs through, or I haven't interjected so that you say that I'm interrupting you? But what I do know, the little knowledge I know is that depending on the topography of the area, and this one you're alluding to specific contracts.
I'm giving you specific contracts, and I can even name the contractors and all of that. I have all of it
so
here.
I'm asking, please, for their reputation. That's all right.
No problem. I don't have to. Okay. No, so the point is, I get the argument of topography. Sometimes we'll do covert, we'll do this.
Yeah, so
I get that.
You look at the base, the material for the base will be different.
I get all of that.
So I'm saying that, are you saying this one runs through all?
I'm saying that, in fact, some of them are even...
swampy areas will
Roland, some of them are even higher. I have a tract here. 600 million Ghana cedis for 23 kilometers of feeder roads. That is running about $2 million United States dollars a kilometer.
Again, why? The area we have to take
why? The previous ones that we did, they were not on the same area. They didn't have the same differences in area. But we average 550,000. They are averaging $1.2 million. In some instances, $2.2 million. Why? And then the most ridiculous and absurd argument is that we have only given 44% of contracts in sole sources. The president used a word. He said rare. Does 44 represent rare to you? Beatrice, 44, does it represent rare to you when we say the word rare? Does 44 mean rare? Rare means sometimes less than 1%. You have done, you claim, which is not even true because I have all the contracts here. 50 contracts at a cost of 51 billion Ghana cedis are to forcing signed for 3 years, 2025, 2026, 2027, under big push. All the 50 contracts are to forcing gave commitment to. All of them, every single one of them was sole sourcing. So that 51 billion, which is equivalent to $5 million, which is equivalent to 5% of our GDP, the entire country's GDP, was given under sole sourcing. I'm coming. Is that rare to you? Is 5% of our GDP rare to you?
These are verifiable information.
I have it here. I have everything here.
So
I have everything
some of
here.
the contracts, according to the Ghana Highway Authority, were given out on restrictive tender. Okay. Do you equate that to sole sourcing as well?
No, I am talking about the ones I have seen. First of all.
Okay, so you don't say
First of all, nobody has said all. I gave you specific 50 contracts. I said all the 50 contracts that are to forcing signed under the 51 billion Ghana cedis were all sole source. That's the one I said. I've not said
have all. You cited all of them? Because the Ghana Highway Authority say that some of them were given out.
If you want, I'll give you the document to read. Here is the document where it uses the word single source and lists all the 50 contracts. This is the procurement document. Then I have the document where the finance ministry also issued out, spelling out the commitment. That is also 50 contracts, all single source. That is the point I am making. But that doesn't mean those are the only roads that the ministry is doing. But let's even say 50 billion or 44% as they want us to believe. Nearly 50% of contracts you have given are sole source, and you want to tell us it is rare? You guys have no shame. You have swindled the country. You have lied to the country. And now you want to tell us that roads are emergency. Is that what you are saying? That we need roads, we have to construct. The time that we were constructing cocoa roads, were they not emergency? Were they not needed? But Sami Jemfi sat on TV and said, cocoa roads, we have given all of them 87% under sole sourcing. When did we reclassify the importance of road in this country? That all of a sudden you come into government. By the way, at the time you were making the promises, you didn't know you were going to initiate the big push. At the time Okujeton was telling us that in their reset manifesto, they are going to cut out sole sourcing. You didn't know that you were going to do the big push? Was the big push not in the same manifesto? What are you talking about? You have swindled the people. You have lied to the people. You are a bunch of hypocrites. The fact is that you are stealing money through sourcing. You are making people rich, your party people. And you are telling us that you think we don't know the people behind it. We are going to serialize all the contractors and those behind the contract. I'm telling you. By next week, Ghanaians will know every contract. Your party chairman who have taken contract. We are going to serialize everything. You think we don't know? We are not kids. But if nothing at all, Standogwe stands as the true test of this government doing family and kontafuane in our friends. Standogwe stands as the true test. And he has the effrontery to sit on social media and tell people that he also has a company. So must he collapse his company if his government is in power? He continue to get contracts. So please, let your yes be your yes and your no be your no. You promise Ghanaians a single thing, that you are going to make soul sourcing a rare phenomenon. As it stands, it has become the main phenomenon. And lastly, your minority leader, Mahama Yariga, sat in parliament. In fact, he stood rather in parliament. Majority leader, sorry.
At the time he was minority?
No, majority leader recently. Stood in parliament and said, so this is the end, or this is the end, or this is going to be the death of the soul sourcing era. This is what he said in parliament. That soul sourcing, the era of soul sourcing is coming to an end. It is dead. But guess what? Not only have they resurrected soul sourcing, they are feeding soul sourcing fat. Not only have they resurrected soul sourcing, they have butchered competitive bidding. Completely butchered it. They are not interested in it. Everything is either soul sourcing or restrictive tendering. This has become their mantra, and this has become their go-to. A group of corrupt, incompetent, reckless, swindlers, scammers. I mean, these are the people who came on the back of holiness. Please, so spare us. Thank you very much.
On that note of the vote of thanks, Solo, what do you make of it? You've been watching. Why are you?
What can I say? You see?
And I'm sure over the last 24 hours, you've been monitoring the media airways as well as what the public commentary have been. And then the responses to the minority and then also the fourth estate, which has begun by the roads minister.
The good thing is that the United Party is an opposition party. We are fighting and working so hard to also attract a lot of votes. I dare say that anytime the NPP speaks, it advantages the United Party.
So you can make those conclusions. Why?
I'm so happy. I will still encourage them to be speaking more, to be conducting a lot of these press conferences so that it inures to the benefit of the United Party. Why do I say so? I couldn't believe it. That's why I was laughing. That my brother Toto will be the one to be doing this.
Why can't he be?
Why should he be the one doing this? Remember, they left power only some 13 months ago.
No, what is wrong with us?
And all the things that he said are a summary of the administration that he left.
Not a description of the NDC?
One fine Tuesday morning, at exactly 9:58 a.m., it was in August. 2016. I woke up about to brush my teeth and I saw President Kufuor post on his wall. There will be no soul sourcing.
August 2016?
August 2016, 9:58 a.m. in the morning, very early, sharp.
Tuesday?
It was a Tuesday, a beautiful Tuesday. Then the president, the then candidate Kufuor assured all of us.
He posted this?
He posted it on his wall.
Where's the post?
Oh, you see?
I have it here.
You also have it there?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, sometimes Kofi too has it.
Please.
I can send it to you if you don't have it. I'll send it to you.
You have my number.
Oh, I have. I'll send
Please,
it to you.
please, not to truncate Solo.
Then the then candidate assured all of us that there will be no sourcing.
Nana
Akufo-Addo. He came to power, and between 2017 to 2024, almost 100% of his contracts went through sole sourcing.
No, I don't understand.
I thought Kofi was going to debunk that assertion, that when we were in power, we never gave any contract under sole sourcing, or majority of our contracts were not under sole sourcing. Then we will be discussing or putting the matters in the right perspective. But what he has done this morning is to draw all of us into the political arena to be reminding ourselves of what has taken place. Look, I am not a fan of sole sourcing.
You don't like sole sourcing?
Because it has its own risks. So I don't have any problem with people that questions the idea of sole sourcing. However, the impression that I gathered from the whole business of expose by the fourth estate was some scandal that has happened at the Rose Ministry. So I was very curious. Honestly, I was waiting with bated breath to know what really has happened. Scandal. So the scandal, because that was what they told us. And the prelude was being shared by members of the New Patriotic Party.
We call it promo.
Promo. So I don't know whether there was a chemistry between the Fourth Estate organization and the New Patriotic Party.
You cannot make those
because they were the ones sharing.
The media organization, respectfully, we also have to accord them that.
No, I accord it. That's why I said I don't have any problem with the Fourth Estate. They were doing their job. The only thing that has tainted that job is that it was as though they were doing it in cahoot with the New Patriotic Party. Because when they brought it, and mind you, the picture they associated with their promo was Abuja and the president. So clearly, it was a teaser to let us know that something hot was on the mountain. Now, this morning, we have been told by Kofi Tonto that in the coming days, they are going to serialize all the contractors that are behind the big push. Just to confirm that indeed there is some sort of collaborative work between collusion between them and the Fourth Estate. That's the impression that he created this morning. Because I'm coming when you were speaking. No, take notes, Kofi, take notes, Kofi, don't be in a hurry. We are yet going there. I mean, this thing you like doing it. We will get there. You understand? Because first of all, it was not the NPP that started this whole business of scandal. The teaser was given to us by the Fourth Estate. However, it was the NPP that immediately after the so-called expose ran a press conference on it and said nothing.
Oh, Solo, why are you trying to draw in the NPP?
Practically, they said nothing. And interestingly, you know, at the press conference, the former Rose minister was there, Asanso Boache. Do you know why he decided not to speak this time? And allowed Kennedy Osenyaku to what ranking? When you have a minister who was in charge of that sector, right by you are going to be the one speaking? Does it not prick your mind that you have an immediate minister of roads and highways who has the benefit of data to be in the right position to be speaking to the matters at the ministry? Don't forget, we are talking about a ministry. He left office not long ago. He was there, and his sons were at his back.
Whose sons?
Asanso Boache. Listening to the lies that were being perpetrated by Kennedy Osenyaku. In any case, as a country, if we believe that sole sourcing is not good, remember the Procurement Act was given to us by the very NPP. That it
was given to us by the Parliament.
The Parliament of Ghana under the NPP regime, 2003, remember? And they deliberately inserted the idea of sole sourcing. So if as a country, we believe that it is no more useful, we just have to take it out.
We amend?
We amend. But you cannot do without social because there will be certain skills that are only peculiar to certain entities. The scale of it is what we must be doing very well. But you see, the current minister gave certain information that I believe that it is true. I'm here to verify. That he says that between 2017 to 2024, the NPP almost gave all contracts as sole source contracts. Now, if you take it as almost near 100%, and he is doing 44%, then that is a monumental achievement by all standards.
Well, the MPP's position is that you said it's not good. So
no, I'm coming.
Even as if we give it above a certain percentage that you are giving it, we should go by your words.
No, but the point is that if I took over a sector that was giving that contract a sole sourcing in 100% position, and I reduce it to 44, then that is a good start. Or you are not getting the point. You took over 100%, you have reduced it to 44. So what we have to urge him on is that going forward, it must continuously go down.
44 down.
Down to the barest minimum. But they must not be the ones to be preaching to us about why there is no need for anybody to undertake sole sourcing when you have been doing sole sourcing all your life. Look at somebody like, we are talking about Rose and his contracts. We were in this country when we started year of road 2017, year of road 2018, year of road 2019, year of road 2020.
The COVID year, yes.
The very roads that we are discussing today were supposed to have been finished the last 4 years. People took our monies and decided not to work on the roads.
That's a blanket.
No, that is the truth. Remember the $750 million exim guarantee loan that we took to deal with the Ofankon road. They stole the money. We were talking about stealing.
What do you mean by stole?
But the finance minister recently, Atoforsi, told us that money, they cannot trace what they use the money for.
So maybe it was applied somewhere.
It never applied to anything. It is still in their pocket. They must be doing thorough investigation. I have said time with that number that Beatrice and her people will go down with these people if they decide to cover up for them. Because they have stolen from us.
No, you...
last year, didn't the president say they should conduct a forensic audit into the 30th All Africa Games? And that the report will be ready by the middle of December 2025. Have you gotten it? Look, one to me who is facing prosecution today. And did I hear Govito talking about scammers and then sealers and so on and so on? One to me that was given a 20-kilometer road, cocoa road, to be constructed to be bringing cocoa into the cities or the port. He took the money and never did the road.
One to me.
$45-something million.
Cocoa road?
Cocoa road. Did he construct it? What have we been told here? Look, to be able to further discuss, and he brought an issue. Fortunately, I'm also in the space. I did land economy for Christ's sake, and I work closely with road contractors. I've done project management before. This fixation of 9 kilometers and you just quickly divided by...
It's a 1.2 million for feeder road.
Who thought Kofi Tonto that?
You mean...
and it's not him alone. A lot of MPP people on their wall, then they will write the kilometers. Even Brimer, the media foundation, he was also dabbling in that. I say, hey,
it's not good.
If you don't understand something, just go into the sector, find engineers. At least you have the benefit of the Ghana highways, or even people who have done engineering, road construction, civil engineers, or quantity surveyors. They will be able to give you as to why certain kilometers have to have higher values than the others. You spoke of the scope of work. If the places
is the sub-base.
Yeah, you know it. You was talking about that. In spite of that, and I don't know you to be a dumb, I know you to be a serious-minded person. So I don't expect you to be going the way and manner some people on the altar of politics will be doing to jeopardize their future integrity. I don't expect you to be doing that.
Well, he said that the contract he has on his phone.
The contract does not specify the scope of work. Does he know the bridges that will be on the road? Does he know the thickness of the does he know all the obstacles that will have to be overcome? You don't know the scope, and then you are talking just like that. No, anyway, he's a social scientist. We are talking about engineering here, and the very, very, very best people to be dealing with issues of engineering must be the engineers. Now, I am saying that if there is any one minister who has impressed me in this administration, is Governor Kwame Abuja. You know what?
Kwame Abuja.
He has impressed me. So his consistency has been phenomenal. I followed him closely when he was in opposition as a ranking member, and I've continued to follow him. Because always I want to know whether people are consistent with their position. This whole big push project, when the president was cutting the saw that, is it Afienya or so? I don't know whether it was Afienya or Afienya Road.
As a start.
He made certain... he gave certain reasons why they would settle on a particular contractor, if you remember.
Caveat.
Then he was doing what we call restricted tendering. He was giving an indication that the big push was going to be undertaken by restricted tendering. First of all, he said they needed contractors that could build the roads with the highest quality, with speed, and also Ghanaians. When somebody gives you these criteria, What he has done is that the contract will be awarded based on restriction.
So is that when you said no wheelbarrow road?
But why must we get a lot of the guys over here are wheelbarrow contractors? They go and take the roads. All that they do is that they don't do anything, and they go and claim money. Now, what the big push? Which contractors have they been given? Is it not Ghanaians?
Sure.
I am always for contract being given to Ghanaians, no matter what. Look, me, when I go for a tender in this country and I go with a foreigner and you mistakenly give it to a foreigner, for the rest of our life you wear one pant. But that I realized I will take you on because I am a Ghanaian, because that foreigner is not better off than I do. So why must you give the contract to the foreigner? They have given it to Ghanaians, which is a good thing. Then the second thing that we must praise Abuja on was that he said they use their internal staffs to beat the contract values down. This I am going to do further verification. If it is true, then Abuja has done something monumental. That they use their internal engineers to do the design, to do the survey, and to do the costing. And because of that, they reduce the cost of this contract by 5%. Why would I blame Abuja for doing this? That for reducing the cost of the contract, I have to castigate him? No way. It cannot happen. And I didn't hear the minority, and at least as of now, the minority MPP has not even come out to say that what Abuja said in that regard was a lie.
Conclude for me.
So in conclusion, I would say that the ministry, the fourth estate, yes, they have the right to do what they did, but in doing so, they must always present the right position. The minister has said that, contrary to their claim that 76% of the road contracts were awarded through sole sourcing, it is rather 44%. It's for them to reconcile with the ministry and then look at the forward, but who is lying? Is it that they lied or the minister lied? I believe that the minister has provided all the necessary data to back his claim. Again, we have not been told that as a result of the sole sourcing, prices has been inflated. The contract values have been inflated. To that extent, if indeed by sole sourcing they were able to reduce the pricing, then why would anybody have an issue? Again, is it the case that the contractors that have been selected would aid in fast-tracking these projects? I've been using Accra Cape Coast Road, and I've been seeing the sort of thing that is going on there. You understand? And I believe that we must encourage this minister. He has been transparent, and he needs to be commended in that regard.
Beatrice, so how do we make sure that we are on the same trajectory? Where the objective you are explaining is that even though you mentioned with specific regard to specific contracts issued under the previous government, you're going to stay in tow and in line to make sure that the right, dimensions and remits are respected.
I think you must look at the composure of a government to determine government intent. The NDC government, proudly so, for 1 year, 3 months, does not have any scandal or any wrongdoing impugned on any appointee howsoever. And that is a mark of leadership. In this discussion, I've heard Kofi Tonto rant. He makes me sometimes, he reminds me of when I was in opposition. I've heard him rant in the most emotional way without supporting it with facts.
No,
and
you say they're clutching at straws for scandals.
And where he sought to support it with facts, he completely missed the point. I think we've done the work Kofi Tonto is doing before. It can be done with mathematical precision, and I encourage him to take his time. See, he makes an assertion that the cost of feeder road in their time was $500,000, and he sought to say he has the document. Kofi Tonto, sometimes you need to drink water and take your time.
Say he has a contract.
His Minister of Roads, Asenso Boakye, and that is the reason why he didn't speak, that's a low referent, awarded a road contract in his constituency, Bantama. I have the document here.
You have a document?
Yes, I have the document here with me.
Let's go slow on the name of the contract.
And for the 10.5 kilometer of roads he awarded, the total cost of the road was $164,000. Divide that and tell me whether that's
164 million.
164 million. Divide that.
Bantama.
Yes, divide that and tell me if it's 500,000. Your original chairman Chairman Wuntumi, who is seeking to be your national chairman, and one of Baomia's advisors, was awarded Cocoa Road, or he's not an advisor to Baomia.
Please
Now,
make your
they
point.
can't claim
Our
Chairman
time is,
Wuntumi. Baomia's advisor was one of Baomia's close advisors and confidants. Was awarded Cocoa Road for $45 million for a 20-kilometer. He should do the math.
Cocoa Road?
Yes. For $45 million and it was 20 kilometers. He should do the math and tell me if that is. I mean, we have been doing this work. It's just too simplistic if you take the approach. It ought to be backed by research. If you want to take a government on, merely combining words and using flowery language would not put pressure on government. You need to come with facts. And then when you say what? The NDC is a very hypocritical party, and his basis is that first, we said that the Russia-Ukraine did not have an effect in the world, and that now we are saying that the Israel-Iran war has an effect. Maybe you have forgotten. From 1957 to 2016, nobody did politics with external shocks and external factors. So check your history. I know there are historians in this party. Political parties will come on TV and debate. Nobody reference external source. It was your Baumia who said because of his PhD in economics, he has discovered a new economic theory that external factors did not have effects on local and reference Cote d'Ivoire. Have you forgotten his famous video? In his famous lectures, he introduced that discourse. What we were doing was subjecting you to our own test and asking what changed. So don't come and call us hypocrites. The NDC is focused. I mean, he has used a number of words, scammers and all that. We in the NDC, you know what we think? We think that when we have access to people's power, we should not censor how they describe us, even if it's unfounded. So I will not attack him, or I will not say that. I mean, he can use every word. But as we sit here, there is no government appointee that you, by any stretch of inference, can say that this person has engaged in acts of corruption. I can sit here and point to you that your finance minister cannot even sit in his own country and enjoy fufu.
Which finance minister?
Ken Ofori-Atta.
Okay, the former finance minister.
The former finance minister cannot even sit in his own country and enjoy fufu. Why? He should be telling us why. That a man who left his wife and wore all his wife's kaftans in Ghana, all of a sudden does not think that it is appropriate to wear white kaftans. I think that the role of the opposition, and rightly so, is to question government. But that will have to be done within the fact. What assurance I can give to the people of Ghana is that the NDC takes a different approach to governance, that we welcome dissenting opinion, that we hear people when we talk and we say that this is a feedback to us in government, that we will not sitting on the throne of power be so submerged in power that we have forgotten that people have plight. It is in the spirit of that the NDC says that in 24 months, communities must have access to roads. It is in the spirit of that the NDC says that it is important to stabilize the macroeconomic indicators for all citizens to benefit. And so when civil society raise issues, when other people question government intention, we will have the time to explain. But let not those who in the past told us that there was absolutely nothing wrong when we were even questioning, when we said that, hey, you guys should pause and perhaps even give us an explanation. We used to come to this studio. Government communicators will not even allow you to make your point. Today, Kofi Tonto is sitting here quiet and allowing me to speak. Government communicators will not even allow. You dare not even question government communicators.
I don't understand.
They were swallowed in arrogance and pride. They will hear nothing but for themselves. Their notes were prolonged to the extent that they could not see the plight of people. When we complain about food, they will go and import food and bring it to the Ministry of Agri that we should come and buy. When you complain about National Cathedral, they will tell you the president wants to serve God. When you complain about contracts being given to presidents, families, and cronies, they will tell you that's why are they not qualified. The NDC takes a different approach. While in government, we do not seek perfection. We will make mistakes as long as it's a human institution. This is not even a mistake. And let me conclude by saying that if their target is the roads minister, maybe they haven't had time to do reorganization as a party. You know, they were using the bottom-up approach. So they haven't had time to do reorganization and go to the base and the communities. The roads minister, as we speak, is one of the ministers with the highest ranking. Why? Everywhere there is road construction. Where I used to stay, Community 25.
Community 25?
Community 25.
You evaded the traffic since you came to government?
The traffic is still there. But I'm saying that you can see that work is progressing. You just came to do touches and left the road. The government of Ghana is working. The government of Ghana is committed to listening to the citizens. But let's not people throw dust in your eyes. Where the government is, we will admit. Roland, let me conclude. You know it's been long since I came.
This is your third time.
You cannot conclude because of your.
This is your third time saying you have to conclude. Please.
Solo will give you 2 minutes.
Hey,
No, so the government of Ghana.
We have a medical
So
issue.
I'm saying that as an opposition, they ought to be responsible. This morning, my expectation of an opposition party, as we did in the past, was that when you were coming to the studio, you will bring us that this contract is related to this person and that this contract would have costed this and it's costing this. Then we can be having a discussion. If the basis is that because the NDC in the past criticized, then I think the government hasn't done so bad. If the only basis of the MPP is that, no, we do not allege corruption. We do not say that you have done something wrong. We do not say that you have breached any law. In fact, we are not imputing any motive. Our only basis is that because you said this in the past, then you shouldn't be doing that. Then I think that Ghanaians, you are in safe hands.
You have actually impugned corruption. And I gave you an example, which he sought to clarify. She sought to clarify because now she's a mathematician and a precision master. But when she was trying to compare my analysis to what Asenso Boache supposedly did, she made a grave error.
You mean the contract embankment?
Yes. Because you see, Ghana, we have different types of roads. We have inner city roads.
That's an urban road.
Yes, we have city roads. We have, feeder roads. We have highways, and we have trunk roads. My analysis was based on feeder roads. You don't compare urban roads to feeder roads. So that is the first error you make. You don't compare urban roads to feeder roads because by its name alone and its position or location alone, even the quality of build is different.
So that's what I was averting your mind to.
No.
That
Pay attention to the point.
That each road and the specific bill of quantity and the scope.
Pay attention to the point I made. My initial submission was emphasized on feeder roads. I was not talking about all roads.
So how much was urban roads?
Please.
So feeder roads, they have culverts, they have bridges,
I
and
understand
all those
all
things.
of that. Yeah. I understand all of that. And that is why I referenced you. That you cannot tell me that during our times we didn't do culverts. We didn't have topography issues or geological issues.
Very well.
Nobody can sit here and tell me that only during Mohammed's time that the scope of work mattered. The scope of work has always mattered at every material time. And all the roads we did, the feeder roads we did, came with scope. Some even included building extra facilities outside. Some even include ancillary works. So I am conversant with roads, the scope and the nature of the roads. I used feeder roads. So you don't compare urban, because let me give you a typical example. Feeder roads, they're built by nature, by its nature and location alone. The quality is different from urban roads. Urban roads will be asphalt surfacing. Feeder roads will be bitumen surfacing. Something like we call
new road experts. So what is wrong with these current roads?
Please.
That you must
I have not said anything.
You must answer.
Please pay attention. I've not said there is anything wrong with the road.
Thank you.
I am telling you that we are not talking about the quality of the road.
Well, feeder roads until recently, they didn't put in the asphalting. It's only recently they started doing the overlays.
So the point that I'm making to you is that we have feeder roads, and by name of feeder roads, there is a description of the type of work that goes in. So don't compare city roads to feeder roads. That's the point I'm making to you. It's a wrong comparison.
But Cocoa roads mostly are feeder roads.
But I'm saying she cited Bantama. She cited Bantama. Bantama is different. And I'm saying that don't do that comparison.
Do you have the scope of the current road that you say that there is something wrong? Because if you are a road expert, I want to learn. I'm not a road expert. The last time I checked, I'm a lawyer by profession. He is a road expert.
I'm not a road expert. I'm not a road expert. You sat here and discussed all issues. Are you expert on all of those issues? Are you a procurement expert? When you were saying, bitches, when you were saying MPP was running a procurement economy, were you a procurement expert?
That's what you were doing.
Were you a procurement expert? Look, you said that in your first year, you are going to amend the Procurement Act to do away with sole sourcing, end it, cut it. That is what Ablakwa said. Please, I have the video.
In the first
I have the video. I've never, please.
Allow Kofi Tonto to make his point. Sorry, I can wrap up. Please wrap up for me.
I quoted several people. You keep distorting me. I said President Mahama said rare exception. And then I said Ablakwa said cut it. So don't confuse or don't lump all of them together as one thing. I quoted several people. And I said Sami Jenfi, your boss, said we are stealing money. And Oferipenyin fear people are stealing money. I was categorical. Don't lump it. So the point is, you promised. Ablakwa said in your manifesto, you are going to put it in. Now, Solo, let me come to you. You, Solo, you belong to a political party. Which political party went to the Ghanaians to seek for power and got 33,000 votes? Okay?
You are mocking the votes again.
I'm not mocking in it. I'm just telling him the fact.
What has the 33,000 they got to do with the analysis we're doing?
I'm just saying. The point I am making is that when you went to Ghanaians, you went on the back that the government was not the best, the alternative, which was NDC, was not the best, and that you are the best to lead the country. Okay? Then NDC wins power, comes into power, and the very ills that you criticized MPP for, NDC is doing same and worse.
Why you were monitoring him?
Why? I've known Solo for a long time. The very ills you criticize MPP for, NDC is doing same and worse. Instead of condemning it, you are sitting here with your kaftan, telling us that NDC... Oh, please. You guys had this.
This is a political seat. This is a political seat.
Okay.
Please
you are sitting here telling me that we shouldn't talk.
So now you are attacking...
No, I'm not attacking.
You want to...
This
is an emotional attack.
No. Solo there.
Oh, that's your conclusion.
But the point, let me wrap up.
No, you wrap up. Kofi Tonto, I've given you enough time.
Let me wrap. So the point I am making is this. You cannot continue to do politics and campaigning. Campaign is over. You cannot continue to defend the NDC and cite examples on their behalf. The point I am making to you is that they promised a reset. They said everything we did was bad. So I don't need to reiterate the so-called bad things we did.
Okay.
So don't cite all of those things as your basis to argue.
Well, you see, it's rather unfortunate.
This one, you didn't tell me thank you.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
Well, the truth of the matter is that there is a young singer. I like his song. He said, "Thy favor or soul." One of his beautiful renditions, the Plants in Ashiegu. Plants. When you are done, play that.
Plants na Ashiegu.
Jandam na Ashiegu. Sidini na Ashiegu.
It's on TikTok, yeah.
It's a lovely piece. My brother Kofi Tonto.
What's your point with
the point I'm saying is that you decided to go and do Jandam. I'm an opposition party. I'll be the last person to defend
just hold on. Edu Jesus should tell you that you're not serious. How can you describe this as kaftan? Why?
When I'm wearing a political suit.
He just said, Edu Jesus should tell you.
I don't blame him. He just came out of power. He has all the money. Poor Mr. Usu. I'll wear my kaftan.
He's taking a dig.
No side. But you decided to describe my captain. So I worked. But don't worry. Like what I'm saying is that this attempt, I have seen what the NPP wants to do through their communicators. When they go on various platforms, they try very hard to try to link me to the NDC. But you see,
you think they're doing Jandam?
Yes, but the Ghanaian that is listening, they know my history. I'm not a perfect human being, but one thing for sure is that when something goes with my conscience, I will say it as it is. And on this occasion, the Minister for Roads and Highways has not done anything wrong. You understand? He is just somebody who is being pursued by a group of people who feels that he is working so hard to uplift the image of this country. Either than that, look.
Pursuing others.
Kofi Tonto,
please don't disrupt his flow. We want to do a next conversation.
Kofi Tonto, probably he has to be given a lot of historical facts to come to terms with what his party did to us. In 2016, you know the Flower Pot Road, the overhead. That contract was awarded in 2016.
Yes.
At a cost of 69.5 million.
As part of the airports.
Yes. Get the figure, 69.5 million.
Million what?
Ghana cedis.
Okay. 69.
This was in 2016. By 2017, somewhere September or August, then the MPP administration led by Nana Akufo-Addo and his board, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, had reviewed the contract to 147 million cedis.
Same contract?
Same contract. There has not been any adjustment. There has not been any variation in design. 147 million.
Roland,
now,
that he's lying.
Now, you see, that time the project was not completed. And guess what?
Do I get a chance to respond to this?
Commission that project.
I'll respond to this.
I mean, at the time of commissioning, the country had expended close to 1 billion Ghana cedis on a project that was supposed to cost 69.5 million. And you got the nerve, you have the mouth to come and sit here.
It's because the contract was stopped. So once it's
No. Even if you were going to take into consideration exchange rate variation, it couldn't have gotten to the 1 billion.
By 2017.
By the time they completed it, it was about 1 billion. And this is the party that Kofi Tonto wants me to be singing along with them. I'm not going to do opposition bidding because I have to oppose for opposing's sake. Then what sort of country are we building? We are in Ghana's politics to shape the political narrative. If it is white, it is white. UP. If it is black, that is what UP have been doing. If it is black, it's black. But this business of blatantly lying, you are not even ashamed that you and I come from the Ashanti region. That Swami interchange, one of the areas that you receive your massive votes.
Swami interchange.
Is Swami. Now the president and Akufo-Addo lied together with Dr. Bumbe, lied to them that we are going to construct Swami interchange, and you awarded this contract without even dedicated funding. You have a minister who has come. He is not from the Ashanti region, by the way.
Dedicated funding.
Where was the dedicated funding?
It's the GOG fund.
No,
where was it?
Interchange? No.
Which dedicated funding do you have?
Finish.
No, we haven't taken you interchange.
I think on Seche Mensah so
Yeah, if they had a dedicated one, then where is the project? That even makes your position so damning.
I think
what are you talking about?
Do I get a chance?
You won't get it. You can get it because
you're talking about dedicated
So
funding.
he is coming from Ashanti region. He didn't even see the need while Swami interchange had to be constructed. Look, when the people of Kwabri East, and my father's side portions come from the Kwabri East, were complaining about the terrible road conditions in the Ashanti region. It took his president, Nana Akufo-Addo, to go and sit on Otek radio and insult the intelligence of the people of Kwabri East.
I don't understand. When
the people were crying that, Mr. President, our roads are terrible, we give you the highest votes in the Ashanti region, the president told them that, look, if you think that I'm not giving you roads and you will vote for the NDs, go and vote for them. This was the President Akufo-Addo. We endured all these things, and you as an Ashanti, that must be angry at the levels your party decided to take the people of Ashanti region to. You are here rather complaining that I am doing Janda. Why we complain again? His running mate that wanted to be the vice president.
The presidential candidate.
The presidential candidate, running mate, that's Matthew Opoku Prembe-Napo.
Okay.
He told the people of Ashanti region, where I come from, that in the Ashanti region, we don't like anything, only T-shirts. How low, how insulting can anybody be? Oh, so you didn't hear him? You haven't heard him? What are you talking about? So you see, when somebody is doing what is right, you encourage the person. I, on this table, said that the 44% though it's a complete departure from what we were witnessing under the NPP, it's still on the higher side and must come down. I made this point here, but because of your diabolical mind, you will not even have time to listen to what I'm saying. Diabolical mind. But if your intention is that I'm going to join...
But you know the story will run for some time, up to the weekend, I'm sure.
Absolutely. But and again, when you were advising him, that he cannot blanketly conclude that 9 kilometers of road will cost what do you call it, $1 million. He was here running his mouth. When Beatrice decided to give him a small dose of data, that in Bantima was the no, he started giving us lectures on engineering. What are you doing this morning? Anytime you speak,
Anthony Nupenu, celebrate your birthday, Anthony Nupenu. Happy birthday to you. But
who's running the first one? Who are we running the first one?
Doctor,
how are you going to correct anybody?
Dr. Salome, good morning to you. You're with the
your regional
Medical Association.
Dr.
Salome.
Yes.
Happy birthday. And may your senior to today.
The one you've been facing, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. You don't even know your people's birthday.
No, Mayor Senior. I saw it on Facebook.
Dr. Salome, good morning. Dr. Salome, unmute. Okay. The low bed syndrome, how do we resolve it? Ghana Medical Association.
Well, good morning to you and good morning to the panelists and good morning to your listeners. We know that the low bed syndrome has been with us for quite a long time. And over 10 years ago, GMA held a whole public lecture on it, released various statements. 6 years ago, we released another statement when another incident occurred. We believe that it is time that we take concrete steps to tackle the issue at a systemic approach and ensure that the root causes are dealt with, not just immediate measures, and then we talk about it and go away, but we need to tackle it at multiple levels and ensure that at least when a Ghanaian needs emergency care, at the point of need, they are able to get it as soon as possible in a dignified manner. And so for us, we have to look at it from multiple levels. But we must begin from where does the problem come from. From time to time, we tend to see these issues, and the data has always been there. For Kumasi, with a population of over 4 million, Konfanoche only has 37 emergency beds. For Accra, with 5.5 million and over, and if you stretch it to the greater Accra, you have less than 100 beds or so, emergency beds available. What this tells you is that there is a big problem ab initio in terms of infrastructure and the spaces that are there. It means that when facilities around which do not have the necessary human resource, the necessary infrastructure, and then the logistics to go with, see patients, they are forced to refer them to the tertiary centers like Kolebu, Konfanoche, the other hospitals, and some of the regional hospitals. And over time, once the numbers exceed the capacity, sometimes these patients would have to be managed in uncomfortable situations like on the chairs, and in extreme circumstances, they have to be managed sometimes on the floor whilst we look for space for them. So we must tackle the issue head on. The Ghana Medical Association suggests these following measures. That one, currently speaking, most facilities are practicing in silos. And so if a patient is referred from, say, Bampropi Polyclinic, sometimes Kolebu does not know that this patient has been referred, and the patient will proceed to that place. Sometimes also, if there's no bed, we do not know where there are beds available. And Ghana Medical Association is suggesting that we should have an emergency control center where we coordinate the activities of facilities, the ambulance service, and then the receiving sites, so that ambulances do not have to move from point A to point B shopping for where there is a bed before they find where there's a bed. Beyond that, we think that inside hospitals and facilities, we should have digital real-time bed management and bed monitoring, so that at every time within the hospital, we know that there are so and so number of beds available in this particular unit, because the units, for example, if you go to the surgical unit, they know the number of beds there, but they may not know what is available in, say, the pediatric unit, the emergency units, or internal medicine unit. Perhaps there may be a whole floor or some few units that may have free beds there that patients could be moved, stable patients in the emergency could be moved to. And so with the digitized system, it allows for real-time monitoring, and then we'll be able to know where these patients should go. Beyond that too, we think that in the short term also, the surrounding facilities of the bigger facilities, for example, if you go to Kolebu, not too far away is the Mamprobi Hospital, not too far away is the Usher Hospital, not too far away is the Kaneshi Polyclinic, for example. But currently, they do not have that capacity to be able to manage certain emergencies that ordinarily they should be able to manage because of logistical constraints, human resource constraints, and then also the equipment that they do not have. But they are not too far from Kolebu. And so if they are beefed up with these logistics and then resources, what it means is that when Kolebu has flow, patients could be moved to these places. And if we have teleconsultation capabilities, the specialists and consultants can work with the doctors there to manage those patients, stabilize them, and handle them at those points, so that there will be a reduction of referrals to the center. We also think
Dr.
that
Salome, thank you for that. For want of time,
yes.
Dr. Salome, for want of time, we have to end the discussion here on this subject. But I think that this is what we need to comprehensively take a look at and try to educate the citizenry on that by way of policy direction to. I'm sure the health minister also is in consultation with you, or you are in consultation with the health minister, and you can quickly take a look at that. But a wrap-up comment on the subject, then we'll go just a minute. If we can
I know you say I should speak first, so I'll speak.
Yeah, with this policy.
Yes, I think that these contents are very legitimate. I personally have an experience with the health sector, and I keep saying that if you want to politicize the health sector, look at what COVID did to us. I know currently the Ministry of Health has given Kolebu about 200 beds, but that is woefully inadequate. And I've listened to the suggestion of the medical doctor, who was using legal terms anyway, about how we have to equip surrounding hospitals so that the referral hospitals don't have. I know, as a matter of fact, to address this current concern, the ministry is currently working on the system to coordinate the referral hospitals with the lesser hospitals, for want of a better expression, so that when you are being referred from LECMA, from the Mamprobi Hospital Clinic, everybody doesn't take you to Kolebu. We want to see whether UGMC has available beds. We want to see whether RAGE has available beds, and not just in Accra, but across all the 16 regions. And these are concerns that we should take seriously. And I'm sure that the health minister is listening, and I'm sure he's engaging them. But Roland, this is why politics matters. So that, when he started his submission, he said, this thing has been with us for over 10 years. So if you have a presidential candidate who tells you, if I solve all the problems today, what will I do tomorrow? You should be worried, because every day new challenges emerge, even in developed countries. And so as we progress, new challenges will emerge, population will grow, and there is a need to expand capacity. It is the reason why leadership matters and should matter to Ghanaians.
Yes, your 2 minutes.
But someone says, Roland, someone says I should ask Kofi Tonto that if Baumia would choose Ghana card over interchanges.
I don't know. So why is that? Because of the
road.
Big push.
You should see their posturing to the interchanges coming up.
Roland, you can give me 30 minutes. Just why Ghana card over interchanges. Another day, I will tell you the economic value.
So we need to create a segment for you.
Just to discuss that.
Chandra, please create a segment. Please wrap up on the health
the point is this. Even in taking short, she forgot that the solution GMA is proffering will anchor on a unique identity. You forgot that for us to have this referral system,
and what is the unique identity?
Of course, Ghana card is the unique identity.
What does that got to do with this?
If you are going to build a system that requires that you can be able to refer people within a coordinated software where records can be accessed anywhere you go.
But it is ongoing.
No, I'm saying that you need a unique identity to do that. And the best unique identity you can use to do that is the Ghana card. So that's not in dispute. Number two, I don't disagree with the solution. In fact, I think it's a good solution that we have a system that allows us to sort of build a system that's able to allow us to coordinate people and refer people and all of that. But the question I have is that where was GMA? When for the last 6-7 months, a system that we have that allows patient records to move from one hospital to the other, that system has gone down for over 6 months. Now some hospitals are still using paper records. They've gone back to using paper records. So in one breath, GMA has kept mute on a very fundamental aspect of healthcare, record keeping, being able to silo all records across the country. You have kept mute. Now you want to build another software. How is that going to work?
Solo, 2 minutes.
So very simple. Any health system that the emergency aspect of it is not robust, it's not a health system. You see, if you are suffering from a simple headache and you go to the hospital, that is not, and you are treated, that's not a health system. It is about you facing life and death. I lost my sister through a similar situation in Kolebu. When I took my sister there, I virtually became more or less a medical practitioner. You are going with her in an ambulance to, Osu, to go and take X-ray. And I asked myself, how much would it take for Kolebu to get the very X-ray that we had to be commuting from Kolebu to, what's the name? To exactly, so we have to deal with it. And this matter is so dear. When you get to the emergency unit of Kolebu, at least when I went there, it was as though it was Makola Market. Chaotic. Totally chaotic. And even some of the families that will be bringing their family members to the emergency unit will be fighting openly with the doctors, because at that point they see their loved ones dying and they believe that the doctors are their saviors. I was to call a big man to get a bed for me, to get a bed for my sister at an intensive care. I said, what are you talking about? For Christ's sake, I'm not going to call anybody. If she will die,
so you
because
think it's all anchored in what you have here?
Oh, it is here. We were going to take a comprehensive assessment of the entire health system, and then, based on that, prefer solutions. We believe that this administration has what it takes to turn the fortunes of the health sector around, and that we can do it. But you,
Beatrice,
why are you in politics? You just love power.
When you have the
what
time,
do you need power for again?
Once in a while.
I will try.
And then,
Kofi
Tonto, thank you as well for passing through. Hey, it's okay.
I have never been in power.
It's okay.
You have never been in power.
He called me Black Kaftan. Can you imagine?
All right. So let me also read a couple of messages before we call it a morning on the big issue discussions this morning. This one is coming from Prince Nania York, watching us from the UK, and explicitly says that I'm really saddened this morning listening to the MPP's position, especially Kofi's comment that road construction should not be treated as an emergency. So the cost of spare parts, the frequent accidents caused by bad roads, the difficulties in transporting patients from one hospital to another, the challenges faced by Ghana's food basket communities, and the need for faster economic activities, none of these are emergencies. We should instead go through the lengthy PPA processes and wait for years or months before building roads to solve all these problems. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Prince Daniel York. And then I have this one from Erickson MK, who says that one of the root causes of no-bed syndrome is that health facility management must be weaned off from health professionals, that is medical doctors, etc., and put in the hands of people who have the requisite managerial expertise and should be on contract, and clear-cut objectives also set.
I agree, like the ambulance service.
Yeah, okay.
The management of the ambulance
Nana Gazo says that he's He's enjoying the show. Nana, good morning to you. Bright Appear, Child Rights International, good morning to you as well. And then Nelson Akotia says, I dare Kofi Tonto to mention 5 major roads that was contracted under the year of roads. Okay, I think he can as well. There's one I use especially when it comes to the Boteman Road. Fantastic road, constructed under the MPP government. Great road. And then Ivan Sibin Samba said the false estate misled the MPP into believing that at least they have one scandal to speak to. And here they are. They came Jandam Askata. Okay. There are those who believe that the Fourth Estate did this to take the MPP out from people's cocoa farms, to divert their attention. They didn't know that. Now they are spending time talking about nothing. That was no big issue at all. All right. But again, let's remind you, Big Issue is brought to you by the University of Gold Coast. Now, they are saying that whether you're aiming for a specialist MBA in marketing communication, operations, supply chain, human resource management, finance, entrepreneurship, innovation, or business intelligence analytics, or you want an advanced degree through their dual MBA or chartered manager MBA program, the University of Gold Coast gives you the options that match your own options. So they have MSc International Relations, Communication as well, International Marketing, International Law, Security Diplomacy, Accounting, Finance, HR, as well as many others, including Diplomacy, Security, and Theology. They are having April admissions, so this is what you need to do. Go to their site, social media handles, get also to see the values and the options they have. They work around your working life, your study payments in installments, so that it all is customized to meet your needs. Call them on the following line, 026-288-8555. Well, we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the latest in sports. Myself and Beatrice, we're here till 10.
Helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose a maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can.
Association?
Unfortunately for him, he is injured and so had to withdraw alongside Brandon Thomas Asante. Both players actually played over the weekend. Brandon scored against Swansea. Iñaki got 2 assists for Athletic Club against Betis, but both of them picked up injuries and so had to withdraw from the Ghana squad. And that was with approval from the technical team and all of that. But they have been replaced by Ransford Yeboah Koningsdorfer, who happens to play for Hamburg. He scored 4 goals in 27 games this season. And we did ask the technical director of the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asante Chum, who gave a breakdown of the missing players or the withdrawn players from the squad.
Late Sunday through to Monday morning, we received news from Iñaki Williams' team and then Brandon Thomas Asante's Coventry City that they picked up knocks during their respective matches over the weekend. So immediately one of the players who was on standby was drafted in. I'm talking about Ransford Koningsdorfer. Once we went through the process and the club agreed to release him, we got him his ticket and he arrived late last night to join the squad. So far I would say everything is okay. The past 48 hours have been very productive. We've had 2 training sessions. We returned from the second training session about 45 minutes ago. Today we had 25 players training. Unlike yesterday where we had 21 and then the previous day we had 14. So that is it in terms of updates with respect to player arrivals. Thomas Partey came last night. Lawrence Atizigi also arrived last night. Antoine Semenyo arrived yesterday afternoon after his game on Sunday against Arsenal in the League Cup. And then the last 2 players actually to report were Alexander Jiku, who is based in Russia, and then Kojo Pompepra, who is based in France, who plays for Nice. So we have 25 players in camp at the moment, and all of them took part in this afternoon's training.
Great to have this explanation coming from the GFA, but what's likely to be the impact?
So the impact is those 2 are out. They've been replaced by 1 person, Ransford Yeboah Koningsdorfer. So the squad size, which was initially 26, is now 25.
Okay.
So we are using 25 players to play against Germany and against Austria. The Austria game is this Friday. The Germany game will be on Monday. So we'll see how these 25 players fare.
I mean, looking at these 2 countries, Germany and then Austria.
Yes.
Are we likely to perform good? Especially when we have 1 team member missing.
I'm not thinking about the results per se. I'm just thinking about the performance and the opportunity for Otto to use new players. He did call 4 new players into the team, and he'll have an opportunity to use them as he prepares for the World Cup. So we'll see how they perform against Austria and Germany, but I'm not particularly looking at the results.
Yeah, let's talk about our legal battle. Senegal.
Yes, Senegal, with all the AFCON final, they have now submitted their appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. That's the highest legal body when there's a case and you want that tried. Of course, initially they had won the AFCON, which I was there, saw the final and saw everything that happened.
Yeah.
But they won it after extra time by a goal to nil. But according to the CAF Appeals Board, they flouted Article 82 of the CAF regulations.
Which we are not taking.
Which Senegal is not going to accept that. Yeah. And so they have also filed their appeal to the highest body. So if whatever decision the Court of Arbitration for Sports will make would stand forever, it cannot be changed. And so Senegal will be hoping to get a favorable decision where they would still remain as champions, although now it's switched to Morocco according to the CAF Appeals Board.
Yeah. Anyway, we come back to Ghana because there is this individual who is making waves globally from Swami, right?
Yeah, but that's that. I think we've handled that already.
Yes.
But there's also some other story.
Oh, the English Premier League.
The English Premier League.
And my team's still making waves.
Your team, Arsenal?
Yeah.
Oh, they're still on top at the moment.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about Arsenal. We're talking about Liverpool because Mohamed Salah is unfortunately going to leave Liverpool by the end of the season. He has announced that. And yeah, he's had a glittering career with the Reds, spending 9 seasons, scoring so many goals, won the Champions League, won English Premier League trophies as well. And he's seen as one of the legends of Liverpool. And he did put together an emotional video explaining that he is going to leave the club at the end of the season.
Salah still, Mohamed Salah! Mohamed Salah! That's an amazing goal! It's a...
I will be leaving Liverpool at the end of this season.
The sadness in his voice.
Yeah.
But do you know where he's going next?
That hasn't been decided. We expect that he decides that by the end of the season, and then we'll see where he goes. Maybe he can go to the Middle East finally, and then get some.
Middle East is too hot right now. I'm not sure whether they can be playing any serious games in the midst of what's happening.
I mean, the league's still ongoing. They still play the league, especially with Saudi, Cristiano Ronaldo's league. He plays there. And maybe he can go to the US as well, because the MLS is also a very viable option for him. But we'll see by the end of the season.
Yes, what else do we need to know?
Of course, we are still building up to the 2026 World Cup. And for more updates, you can check out 3 Sports GH on all social media platforms, and also on the website at www.3news.com/sports. And then we'll have, of course, Sports Daily coming up at 10 a.m. today.
The Billy Shen, thank you very much for bringing us the latest in sports.
Yes.
And of course, it's a beachcation this Easter holidays. Create unforgettable memories at the beach with family and friends by booking our all-inclusive 3 nights package from 3rd to the 6th of April 2026, starting from 5,100 cedis for a couple. Early bird discount, book and pay before 25th of March 2026, and you can get to save a whopping extra 10%. Yes, package offer guests free access to all in-house facilities, swimming pool, gym, cinema with popcorn, board games, snooker, etc. You also get to enjoy free airport pickup from Takoradi on Friday at 5 p.m. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Fun activities include live band, in-house carnival, splash playground for kids, sip and paint, bicycle rides, boat ride to Maha Village, jet ski, banana boat, party bus ride, trip to Inzulezu, and many more. You can call us now for your reservation to avoid any kind of disappointment. Landline 0303 977 773, or on the mobile is 050 157 0684 or 054 0124 114. And when we come back, we'll bring you some more. But before that, though, this March, you want to celebrate the spirit of Ghana at Ashimota Retail Center with the exciting Celebrate Ghana activity lineup. Yes, enjoy ethnic-focused music performances that celebrate the sounds of Ghana and amazing shopping experiences all weekends in March. And yes, while you're shopping, don't miss the Shop Ghana Win promotion. Simply shop from our Ghanaian retailers, Gamel Clothing, MV Accessories, and the Chop Bar, and stand a chance to win shopping vouchers. Plus, there's more excitement with our Dance Ghana in 15 Seconds Challenge online. Yes, it's at Achimota Retail Center on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and special Eid holiday vibes celebrations later this month. So gather your family and friends and come experience the colors, sounds, and flavors of Ghana. Celebrate Ghana this March at Achimota Retail Center, where culture meets shopping. Achimota Retail Center. Hey, your vibes, do stay with us. We're back with some more. gain some points, so you get extra money to buy any other thing you are thinking of for the future. Well, that's the conversation we want to have this morning. And I'm joined in the studio by Patrice, Mr. Patrice Amegashi.
Yeah.
He speaks for Points Africa.
Yes, madam.
Good morning to you,
Good
sir.
morning.
Thank
Good
you
to
for
see
joining
you.
us.
Pleasure.
Great to see you. I also do have with me Mr. Andrew McBurnett, who is the Chief Executive Officer at Points Africa. Good morning to you as well. Thank you for joining us. I'm very well, thank you. How are you yourself?
Good.
Great. So, really, I've just said something little about Points Africa before.
Yeah.
The person who doesn't know much about it, what would you want to say about your company?
Andrew there.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, Points Africa, we're a new loyalty program here in Ghana. Essentially, we're focused on extending the spending power of the everyday Ghanaian. So as you shop for your groceries, fuel, shop online, you're rewarded with points, and then you can use those points anywhere across the network that we built. So effectively, you can shop at Malcolm, earn points there. You can fuel up at Star Oil. You can shop online at Jumia, get insurance from Glyco, go to places like Starbites, Chevella Cafe, you know, and a bunch of other
place also.
Exactly, a bunch of other places. Earn those points, and then you could use those points for free things like airtime, data. Go back to Malcolm, get free groceries. Go back to Star Oil, fuel up for free, etc. So it's basically rewarding your everyday spending as a consumer.
Sounds interesting, but I've been to some shops where I know whilst I'm shopping, I'm getting points. But
Really?
it seems the points are negligible. So really, how huge is this one for me to be excited?
Yeah, well, the challenge with that is that usually you only get the points from that one place, right? So therefore, you can only spend the points at that one place. With Points Africa, you can actually go across our network of key brands, shop at Malcolm, fuel up at Star Oil, shop online at Jumia, and then you can use the points across our network. And we have 60 plus partners. So rather than just
Across
one
the country?
place across the country.
Okay.
So rather than just one place, you can shop across our network. And it's pretty simple. You can actually use the Momo app if you've got the Momo app. Go into Momo, you can slide across on the buy section, click on Points Africa, and then shop as you do today, earn those points, and then when you've gotten enough points, you can redeem those points again. Free things like airtime, data,
Okay, so
fuel, grocery.
Ms. Amegashi, for the ordinary person, explain to me.
So the point is, you have a phone. In fact, you have two phones, as I can see, perhaps more. Just go online and then download the Points Africa app. So it's an app on your phone. So either you're using Apple or you're using, so you can get from the Play Store or you can get from the market. So just download the app and then there you go. Simple, that's all.
Okay.
Anytime you're shopping, you shop using the app because they are partners. So there's a link between the two of us. So anytime you shop, just shop and then that's all.
How do the points work so that because I realize one of the places is Star Oil, for instance.
Yes, Star Oil,
If I choose to go to Star Oil to fill up my tank, and from there I'm going to Melcom to shop, you have that. And assuming I have insurance with Glyco, the points, how do they work? I mean, will I have to use the points at Glyco for Glyco only, or it accumulates across the platform?
It's an aggregate of all the points. So you can use it anywhere, anytime, based on your discretion.
Think about us being your points wallet. You're being rewarded, it's being put into your points wallet, and then you can use it from those points anywhere across our network.
Okay, so at which point do I start earning?
Right now,
the
as soon
moment
as you
just
download
download it. Just go online. I'm daring you to download it. I'm going to dash you some points. I'm going to dash you 5,000 points.
Okay,
right
5,000 points. 5,000 points would translate into how much
the app,
in terms of shopping voucher.
Beatrice, download the app.
I will
right
do
now.
that, but I want to understand. So
I want
for
you to
instance,
see it so that you can report it.
That's great.
So when you don't download and I tell you what it is, you say that this is not what it is. Download
that's
it.
fine.
And
like I
I'm
said,
giving you 5,000 immediately.
5,000 points will translate into how much in voucher?
A lot of money.
Like how much in
a
voucher?
lot of money.
You can get definitely free data, free airtime. You can definitely get good vouchers going into Malcolm.
You can buy food at Malcolm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And for those who, you also talked about Momo. How does Momo also work?
Yeah, so with Momo, you can go into the app. And if you got the Momo app, you can log into right now, slide across in the buy section. You see Points Africa within there. and you see all of the offers. You asked about our different offers. You see all of the what we call earn offers or redemption offers where you can spend your points. And within the app, as soon as you use that, you're able to get points from Momo as well as points from our participating partners.
Okay, so if I'm a Momo user, as long as I'm using the
Momo app, when you go on your phone
either
right now,
transferring or receiving, I'm already gaining points because I'm using your app.
Yes, that's it.
If you can tell us why you chose those, the outlets that you've chosen, Melcom, Star Oil, Glyco, yes.
So it's not about choosing it, sorry. It's just about, we've identified the lifestyle of Ghanaians and known where people like to shop and what they want to do. So we're getting more people on. So if you have any company that you have, or you have a friend who has a company and they get a lot of people patronizing, the point is that so long as you are purchasing something, you are buying something, we are with you. So we are collecting people along the way. So the same way as Momo came in and many people were like, what is Momo? What is Momo? Today, it's one of the most popular pay points. What it is that is exactly what Points Africa is going to be. It's going to be your wallet, as Andrew said, that you're going to be walking around with. So now, anytime you want to buy something, you're using Points Africa, Points Africa, Points Africa. So the earlier you join, the better.
The earlier you join, the better. Mr. McBurnett, where do you see things going in the next few years?
Yeah, I mean, we're called Points Africa. We chose Ghana for a specific reason. Fantastic environment from a fintech perspective, also mobile money. We're growing across the continent. We're growing next into Nigeria, West Africa, East Africa, but our focus right now is Ghana, growing our network in terms of different participating partners. And over the next few months, you'll see us everywhere. So think of us being your rewards wallet as you shop. You're rewarded as you shop, and then as you shop and you get those points, you can use those points anywhere.
You can use in 30 seconds your final word. We're done.
One key thing about the app is that you never run out of data, you never run out of airtime, because at any given point in time, you have accumulated points. So anytime you're told you just have 1 minute remaining, all you need to do is to go into your points and then.
Or sometimes you don't hear in the call
You don't hear in the call cards.
All right,
but with Points Africa, you never run out of points.
You never run out of points. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrice Ameganshi, who speaks for Points Africa. And of course, as well to you, Mr. Andrew McBurnett, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Points Africa. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us in
Thank you for having us,
and for telling us about this so we can earn whilst we are shopping. But Vitality Health Insurance is here and is inviting all corporate institutions to come in, associations, groups to be a part of our medical plans. Yes, cut down medical expenses and enjoy good and quality healthcare at a facility near you. For more information, visit us on www.vitalitymh.com or call us on 026 65 73200. And of course, 2026 is the year to travel, explore and experience more. Global Wings Travel Tours in partnership with Media General invite you to experience the best of Malaysia and Singapore this April. Yes, enjoy 9 unforgettable days with return flights, luxury hotels in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, daily meals, visa facilitation, city tours, Genting Highlands with cable ride, intercountry transfers, and so much more. So why wait? Just make your April 2026 Malaysia and Singapore trip a reality. And you can do that by calling or WhatsApping on this number 055 188 181 or 055 3688 398 today. You're still here on Newday on TV3. When we come back, we still have some more for you. Do stay with us.
You know my mind is far. Me, I know.
The best. Well, we're still exploring Ghana, aren't we? And I have in the studio with me representatives of CJ Multimedia, perhaps Mame Ampim Dakwa, Head of Marketing, CJ Multimedia. Good morning to you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, I also do have Mr. Kofi Atakakrakusi, Deputy Director, Corporate Affairs, Ghana Tourism Authority. Good morning to you as well, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So we are talking about Akwaba Festival.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you're setting up around the Tetekwashi area.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've seen that. Anytime I see that, I become very excited because the place becomes very colorful.
I know, right?
Excited with all sort of events. Yes. But really, if you can tell us, perhaps I can start with you, sir. If you can tell us what inspired really the creation of our Akwaba Festival. And I think this is season 5, right?
Yeah.
What makes it different from the other ones?
Yes. Before we start, let me kindly give you this flyer, which has to do with Akwaba Festival. Akwaba Festival is one of the flagship programs of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, and also the Ghana Tourism Authority, in collaboration with CJ Multimedia. Virtually, we are in partnership with CJ Multimedia, and then also the Creative Arts Agency is also part of it. So this festival is one festival that has been held over the years. This is the 5th year, and it's in tandem with the Heritage Month. You know, the Ghana Tourism Authority, what we do is to promote the Heritage Month and make sure that Ghanaians appreciate our local products and also our made in Ghana products and services.
I mean, we spoke to Mr. Santana recently.
Very well, very well. That's my deputy CEO in charge of marketing and special duties. Very important. I like your African print. This is what we are talking about. We need to promote what we have. Our traditions, our culture, our heritage, very key and very important. Akwaba Festival came out of the famous Akwaba portrait that you all know. You know about the Akwaba portrait from CJ Multimedia, Mr. Joe Osai. He's the originator. And metamorphosizing it, of course, is moved a length more to be able to turn into a festival. And now we have the Akwaba Festival, promoting made in Ghana products across the length and breadth of the country. But of course, this ties into the Ghana Tourism Authority's domestic marketing campaign, which is the See Ghana, the Eat Ghana, the Wear Ghana, and then the Feel Ghana, and also the Visit Ghana.
Hear Ghana, maybe.
Of course. The Hear Ghana, the Feel Ghana comes in the Hear Ghana, where the musicians, of course, Stonebwoy is music, of course. This is where we are also promoting it with also the Musica. Musica is part of the partners. What we are doing is that we are making sure that every aspect of our tradition, our heritage, our culture comes to bear. I was just having a chit chat with Mr. Besser Simons before entering, and they are in high hopes to make sure that this Akwaba Festival Season 5 becomes one to call it's a great one. But of course, let me commend TV3 for your expedition that took you to various tourist sites and attractions, and also your Ghana village. Perfect, great. This is an addition to the Heritage Month. Each day we see different foods, different dances, different clothes, all kinds of things ongoing there. This is the way to go. We need to promote our heritage as a people. And with Ghana Tourism Authority, it is always very important that Akwaba Festival gives you an immersive experience with how the program goes down.
Mami, let me ask you, I mean, Mr. Kusi keeps telling us that we need to experience. It's going to be great. Tell us, for the person who perhaps hasn't taken part in the last 4 and is looking forward to the 5th one, what should that person expect?
Okay, so expect more, because this is our 5th year and it's a milestone that we're celebrating. And because of that, that's why we're having the venue at the Tetekwashi, very iconic area. So we have a lot. We have the Vibe Fair, which is the most unique, one of the most unique things that we've introduced in Akwaba Festival. We have the premium marketplace, and we are offering a prime spot for food, fashion, craft vendors to, reach thousands of audience who will come over the 3 days.
Well, thank you so much. Well, our time is up, but yes, this is happening from the 27th to the 29th of March, 2026. You want to take part in this Akwaba Festival happening at the Tetekwashi Interchange right here in Accra. I want to say a big thank you to you, Mame Ampim Dakwa, Head of Marketing, CJ Multimedia,
Yes,
thank you
please.
for joining us. Also, Mr. Kofi Ataka-Krakusi, Deputy Director, Corporate Affairs, Ghana Tourism Authority. Thank you as well for joining us.
Please, excuse me. Give me a little time because marketing lead, without giving out my contacts.
Yes, please.
I think, yes, I have to.
Yes, give the contact, but
yes,
our time
so
is...
0241110139 or 0535 481988.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you at the Tete Kwashi interchange. That's between 27th and 29th of this month of March 2026. Well, if you're planning your next trip, whether EAS Tours take the stress out of your journey. Yes, they offer professional flight bookings, travel consultations, visa assistance, and personalized travel support to ensure everything is handled smoothly from start to finish. Travel with confidence, clarity, and peace of mind by choosing EAS Tours. Call or WhatsApp now on 0243 535 778 today to speak to a travel expert. Get expert guidance and start planning your next trip the EAS way. With EAS Tours, you can travel now and pay later in 12 months. No initial deposit, no interest. EAS Tours to the whole Riase. You still want to stay with us here on New Day on TV3 World. But let me tell you this, Ghana, if you love Gobe, just stand up. Saturday, 28th of March at Legon City Mall, Gobe Festival is back. Top vendors, non-stop music, performances, games, and Afro-centric vibes. From campus to corporate celebrities to all of that, everybody's pulling up. So eat, vibe, celebrate, and don't miss it. Yes, for vendor participation, call 053-220-0927 or 053-110-0927. 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. You want to join this year's Gobe Festival. Stay with us. We're back with some more.
You know that we're still in Ghana Month, and for our Ghana Month tour, we've always had some great insight into many destinations, and for those expeditions and the places of visit or the destinations, one of them has been Crown Forest. And Crown Forest, though, for many of you who don't know, is in the central region. I'll get to the specifics when I get to the great people representing them this morning, great partners we have. Crown Forest, I've always meant to be there one of those weekends and just hide, do some coded routes, and I have the people themselves here. So I have Nana Obenti the first, founder and CEO for Crown Forest. Is here. Good morning to you, Nana.
Good morning, Roland. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then Derek Smith, he is also a sales and marketing lead with Crown Forest. Good morning to you. We are sitting like very humble man. How are you? Yeah, okay. But Nana, please tell me about Crown Forest. I've always been HN first. When A+ posted it, the Member of Parliament, and then, of course, when the President said he spent some time there, and I thought that was a great insight for me to be tempted to visit. But why should I be visiting Crown Forest?
Okay, I'll say it in, maybe two or three bullets, all right? So first of all, Crown Forest is a nature and cultural heritage resort. It is also the first and only place in Ghana to host giraffes. It is a royal enclave by virtue of the fact that, I am the Royal Ambassador for Tourism for the Central Region and Ambassador for Hen of Gomoasin Traditional Area. It has 98 luxurious rooms. 98 luxurious rooms? 98 luxurious rooms. And it has several heritage sites there. A slave route runs through the Crown Forest. An original slave route during the transatlantic slave trade runs through the Crown Forest. It is revered, it's well protected. We have the Enchanted Forest. We have the mysterious Ojafokwa, which is a lake that crocodiles occur there naturally, and the natives fish in it, oblivious of the fact that there are crocodiles there. So these are heritage sites that everybody must come and see.
And Derry, it looks like a one-stop shop. Yeah. You have sightseeing, you have relaxation, and then you also have great scenery. You encounter nature and the environment. Exactly. And I particularly remember a post made by somebody who said that one of the water bodies there was clean, and so was a measurement that the effort against Galamsey at some point in time was good. But tell me, how delightful would it be, for example, myself or anybody else, to say that I want to have a weekend or any stay within the period of the week at Crown Forest?
Okay, so if you intend to visit the Crown Forest, coming to the Crown Forest, there are two routes to come to the Crown Forest. Through the main road, through Kaswa to Winneba, or through Bojuase, then you connect to Straight Road, then you come in. At the Crown Forest, we always have this thing. We welcome you with our Saf warriors. They are dressed like myself. Wow. Yes, wow. They are dressed in smokes, and then they welcome you. At the Crown Forest, we have 3 categories of rooms. No, actually 4. We have the executive rooms, the standard rooms, and then the VIP rooms, right? So a night at the Crown Forest starts from, it ranges from 3,400 to 5,000 cedis.
So corporate bodies, individuals could come in, whether for great events or honeymoons or individuals?
Yes, so we host conferences, we have conferencing facilities. We can host your destination weddings for you. We can host your parties for you. We actually have 2 lakes. 2 man-made lakes at the Crown Forest, aside the natural one where we find Ojafokwa.
So if you want to come in, do you do the booking first, or what do you do?
Well, mostly, being a place out of town, it will be obviously in your interest to book first. But if you walk in and you're lucky to have a place just available certainly. But for a day visit, you don't have to book before you come. And it's important to let you know that as a day visitor, you only pay 150 cedis and entry fee, and you can come and have the fun that you want.
Fantastic. All right, so you have call numbers, your sites, etc.
Okay, so if you want to call Crown Forest to book a room, the number to call is 053 10 20 796.
053 10 20 796.
Yes, that's you call the sales number. Then it comes to me, and then we can book. So for all the corporate bodies who are planning on having their conferencing, anybody who's going to do any
retreats,
activity, yes, retreats and all of that, yes.
Honeymoon.
So next week when Easter starts, we are having a Gomoa in Eastern Gomoa, where we are hosting a big bonfire.
Oh, you're doing Eastern Gomoa?
Yes, please. Yes, on the 2nd of April.
Wow.
Yeah, so anybody who is around to this pass through.
I'm looking forward to the day my producer, Shadrach Kabe, will say all of us as a host, and then on the weekend, let's go there. All right. Thank you for passing through the studio this morning.
We look forward to
great
seeing
partnership that we have as well. We hope that next time you can pass through as well. Yes. And that's Nana Obinti the first, founder and the CEO for Crown Forest. They're located in the central region. And then Derek Smith is a sales and marketing lead with Crown Forest. Make sure you check them out on social media and their website as well. And that'll be it for now. But in the meantime, we have our friends from Ghana Publishing also in here. We'll have some great discussions with them next.